It was his idea.
Yep.
And here's the truth. Bergman knew nothing until we actually executed it on the air. We didn't even run it by him. I said, hey, Greg, we have a really big giveaway we're about to do. And he goes, really?
Yeah.
And then when we found out we were in trouble for it, we went, Bergman, why'd you make us do that giveaway?
I know more about that end of the business than I ever did before. Yeah. I feel fully educated, man.
Well, John and I beforehand said fully easier to apologize afterwards. Which was the apology.
This is us to you. A heartfelt sorry for having to attend. That is 30 minutes of your life you will never get back.
What was a meeting about? How to behave in the workplace?
No, about giveaways.
Rules.
Just rules. Just rules, Michael.
Rules. We need.
You have to follow, Mike. You just can't willy-nilly give away anything. You got to follow the rules.
Play by the rules.
This is a classic better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Well, that was our strategy. Apparently, we didn't think. I sent it. Matter of fact, I sent a text to Mason 1 minute into this meeting. I'd go, I don't think our master plan thought this through quite as well as we should have.
Yeah,
I think it had complications that we did not foresee.
I can't believe that the Lakers season starts in 11 days.
I know. I can't believe is Media Day Monday now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you guys this. Several people have asked me this, and I don't know the answer. Michael, I'm curious what you think. So, originally, today, in less than an hour, at 2 o'clock, Rob Pelinka and Darvin Ham were scheduled to meet with the media, do a press conference in El Segundo at 2 o'clock.
Which, by the way, seemed really weird because they normally talk on Media Day.
Okay, that may be the answer. Maybe somebody just didn't think it through. But they, in the middle of the day yesterday, sent out a note. That press conference has been postponed. We'll do it on Monday at Media Day.
That could have just been a logistical error.
That's what people are asking me. Is it something or nothing?
Yeah.
It seems like nothing, but what do you guys think?
It's nothing because they're not going to say anything anyway. It's going to be just stock answers.
Mace?
Yeah, we're going to work hard. We're going to play hard.
Mace, what do you think? Something or nothing?
I think it's. I think it was weird that they scheduled it for the day before Media Day, but
it was
a week before Media Day.
Week before, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's.
This is
they're not making a big announcement.
I'm going to go the other way, just for simple that I would imagine that these things are thought through. I'm not saying it's that they're going to change the course of the organization.
This is how the press conference would have went. John Lyon, you be Rob Pelinka.
Okay.
So, Rob, have you guys decided? No, you be Darvin Ham.
Okay.
Darvin, have you decided on the starting five yet?
Not yet. We haven't even opened camp. I haven't even seen what these guys can do yet. So when we get out there, ask me again in a couple of weeks.
There you go. Okay, thank you. End of the press conference.
Okay, now I'll be Rob Pelinka. Go ahead and ask me a question.
Okay, you're Rob Pelinka. Rob, what are you going to do about the Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook situation? Because I'm sure they both want to start.
Well, as they said in Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, you just spread the confetti in the air. Is that pretty close?
There you go.
It's not bad. It's not bad. No, look, I get it. I'm not saying that they're going to reveal their ultimate strategy in any of these press conferences. The point is...
Wait a minute, Bahamian Grill Master. You couldn't get anything out of him?
Yeah, well, Michael, I thought you could get it.
No.
You would do the toughest interview of anyone in Los Angeles.
The point is that, hey, guys, we may have something that's going to come up between now and then, so why don't we just push this thing to the back? No, not necessarily going to happen, but might happen. So instead of doing this twice, why don't we just do it once?
Are you suggesting a conspiracy theory? Because
I
believe them all.
I know.
Well, maybe right now they're working very, very quietly and patiently on moving Russell Westbrook out of town.
It could be something like that. It might be something where a player who, since the end of the season, really hasn't expressed a great deal of desire to want to stay. And
but it's outside the market, didn't it?
There doesn't seem to be a great deal of interest in having him stay, that maybe something like that happens between now and what was supposed to happen today and happens next Monday.
Hey, before you go, Travis, I want to ask you, Ireland brought up yesterday that he thinks the food at SoFi is awful. And I got in the Mafia, I got a lot of affirmation about that. Have you run into that? Are you happy with the selections of food that you have at SoFi?
So where I am, and in the interest of full disclosure, I've not sat in a seat. I've only been to SoFi as a member of the working press and sat in the press box.
Mason has really good seats.
Good seats.
The food that I have access to is very, very good. I will say this. All of my friends that have attended, all of the things that I get on social too, Mace, has been a almost unanimous consensus that the food inside SoFi is not up to snuff.
Yeah, matter of fact, Mace, after we
ruined pizza,
after we had that discussion on the air yesterday, I got 4 or 5 more tweets last night from people saying that it's worse, that I didn't go hard enough, that it's worse than I said it was.
There was a mustard shortage at the beginning of last season. I believe that's been corrected, that you can now get mustard on your hot dogs and pretzels, and that's good. But it's not the first time I've heard
Other than fries, pizza, and hot dogs, maybe a burger, what else do you want in the football?
They got everything
Go to
there
Dodger
now.
Stadium. They've got I think that's probably the best food setup we've got because they have every single vendor and store. And if you go to that center field area, there's like a Shake Shack.
To Mace, to your point, somebody did put up a poll on what sports venue has the best food, and Dodger Stadium blew everything away.
Yeah.
Dodger Stadium
they've done
was
a great job.
60% of recent.
Well, especially when you get
but I was just thinking because SoFi
things.
was new that we would get for example the Chase Center in San Francisco.
Really good.
Great, and where Mychal and I are we're up on a press level. They have it's not typical concession food. It's like every restaurant in San Francisco has their own.
That's the way to do it, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
get the guys that do it because I think, to your point, John, because it's new, that might be why it's not there yet. Dodger Stadium's been there 60 years.
Yeah.
You got to figure these things out, a little trial and error, find out what works, find out what doesn't work, and bring in the right sushi guy, bring in the right burrito guy, bring in the right burger guy, bring in the right X, Y, and Z guy. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. And lots of beer and liquor.
That's right.
That covers up any deficiency.
It sure
There
does.
you go.
It sure does. Mason and Ireland coming
Well,
up
you
next.
need garlic fries anyway.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100 or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Wednesday afternoon.
I don't know where these sounds are coming from. Everybody's on my nerves today. Everybody's on my nerves.
Are you going to sit there and just take it?
Let's get to it your Wednesday afternoon. Mason and Ireland right now.
So it is Wednesday here, gearing it up. By the way, we were extremely, John,
Yeah.
tone deaf yesterday.
About what?
Okay, let me explain.
Okay.
So inside the Mafia, I began getting tweets after our show yesterday, and I will read you one of them.
Okay.
It says, it's a tough economy. 30 and 40-year-olds are not leaving home strictly out of comfort and expenses. It's hard to move out of your house when you're 18 years old the way we did.
Right, but I'm not suggesting everybody has the ability. Like, my son's 20 and still lives with us.
Right, but
I'm not suggesting that age. I think you hit the number. I think you said 26.
I said 30.
Okay, somebody said 26.
Yeah, now somebody on Twitter says, did you hear Mace calling people losers if they're still living at home at 26? Since Mace,
so you upgraded to 30.
Are you going to allow us to start calling people losers? No. Here's the way the world used to be. And I don't know if you lived in this kind of world, John. I don't think you did. So back in central Pennsylvania, now Altoona, Pennsylvania, everybody lived in the same house. So, like, for years, my grandmother and my grandfather lived in the house with their 5 kids, and my mom or my grandmother's father, who laid on the couch all the time. So
you were basically Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. You were living with all of your immediate relatives.
Exactly, okay. And that's the way the world used to be, and I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that.
I would feel, just me personally, like a loser if I was still living at home when I was 30. Wouldn't you?
But what if you were financially crunched? You were crunched by debt from college, or you can't find the right job, or you're out of cash, whatever that is.
Okay, so I'm not saying that you couldn't move back in with your parents if you had hard times. That's one of the reasons you have a family.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying never move out. Like, so you go to Bowling Green, you get out, you come back, you move in with Steve and Donna, and you say, I'm here to stay.
Yes.
And you just stay for, let's say, 9 years. That guy's a loser.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hanging in there for the money, because the other thing that came up a lot on Twitter was, a lot of people, they live at home. It helps them save up money so they can buy a house in L.A., which is really hard to buy.
That's true. Very expensive.
So that's.
But I think it depends on age. Like you didn't like that I was bagging on Ray Russell.
Ray Russell,
who's playing college football at age 48. To me, that's the guy that goes to the college party after he graduated from college.
And to me,
college is for kids.
To me, that's the guy who didn't go to college, instead joined the North Dakota National Guard, got married, had 2 kids, decided he wanted to go back to school, had his eligibility, and said, what the F? I'll try out.
Right.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, if you're 48 and you're playing football with a bunch of 21-year-olds.
Tell Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's 45.
Yeah,
and he's in the NFL,
and his wife is about to leave him over it.
Right, and he's in the NFL. He's not going back to North Dakota Central.
By the way, do you think that? I mean, I don't want to speculate on Brady's marital problems, but it seems fairly well reported that Giselle would like him. I think the phrase she used was to be more present.
Yes,
she was not happy when he decided to unretire.
And by the way, when he disappeared from training camp, he had promised a vacation to Giselle and his family in August, so he made an allowance to be able to do that and left training camp.
So I asked this question last week while you were gone, Mace, and you didn't have a chance to respond to it. But I believe I asked Andy, Kamenetsky, Bergman, and Jorge, based on what we know, and we don't know everything. On one hand, you have Tom Brady, who at age 45 realizes he's at the end of the road. Yep. But he thinks he can win a Super Bowl with this team, with his talent, and he wants to milk every ounce out of that opportunity, so he unretired and he's playing. You have Giselle, who's been, by all accounts, very patient, waiting for her husband to unretire so they can get on with their lives, and she's had it. She's like, look, this guy's never going to grow up. I don't know if this is going to work. Based on those 2 scenarios, are you Team Tom or are you Team Giselle?
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting question. Team Tom or Team Giselle?
I was the only one who had my position, but I won't tell you what it was.
Team Tom, Team Giselle.
I was outvoted 3-1.
I think I'm Team Tom.
You're with me.
Yeah, I honestly think if you still got game, if you still want to play, if you're still good enough to play, if you're on a really good team like he is, that has a chance to win another Super Bowl and to go out in a Super Bowl parade, I would say I'm on Team Tom.
I always used to say to Lisa when when we decided to get married, I said, look, and we were in agreement on this, both of us. I said, I want to be the most important person in your life, but I don't necessarily want to be the most important thing. You have to be passionate about your life and what you love and what you enjoy, and I will be ridiculously supportive of that. If you're passionate about something and you want to go for it and you want to try something, I'm not here to tell you no. I'm here to say, how can I help? And I think Gisele, even though she's been patient, and even though she's raised the kids by herself, even though she put her career as a supermodel on hold to be married to him, it's Tom friggin' Brady.
Yeah.
All right? You married Tom Brady.
And it's one more year.
You don't marry Tom Brady and then say, all right, I've been in the background long enough. You need to retire. No.
I've had it with football. No, you married Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, by the very essence of him being on your team, makes millions of people happy. You have to let Tom Brady play it out to the end. So that's why I was Team Tom. Greg, you were Team Gisele, right?
No, I was Team Tom.
Oh, okay.
Team Tom. Anybody Team Gisele?
So was it Andy that was Team Gisele?
Nope, he was Team Tom. Oh, no, he was. He was very much
I know
Team
at least. I maybe it was Ramona. I thought I was the only one on Team Tom. But I just think that is I think it's a dilemma that any married couple can understand. But I think Gisele is he's not playing past this year, Mace.
Yeah, I mean, we should say at the same time, we have no idea what's going on inside their marriage.
Of course.
They may be having problems or whatever it is. I think this is probably it for him.
And so with that in mind, I think she just says, root for him hard, be supportive. I think she should be in the stands this week when Green Bay goes to Tampa, and she should be rooting him on.
Okay, I've got great news for Bergman. This is great news.
Did you find him in Eris?
Exactly.
Yes, I did find him in Eris.
Oh, you're serious?
All right, details.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So here we go.
Ready. All right.
Paris Hilton's dog is nowhere to be found.
Oh, so
which is
find
prompting the heiress to offer a big reward for her return. It's a Chihuahua named Diamond Baby and has been missing since last Wednesday. They were in the middle of moving, and apparently somebody left a door open. She says, my friends and family have been helping me search high and low throughout my entire neighborhood. I've gone door to door, but still haven't found her. We have hired a pet detective, a dog whisperer,
Ace Ventura on the job,
a pet psychic, and looking into dog finding drones. She adds that she's been reluctant to put this into the public, but she will pay anything to get her little dog back.
Anything. Now, she just got married.
Right.
That may be
shoot.
Wait a minute. No. Paris strikes me as the type of gal, much like Kim Kardashian, where you could be one of many husbands in her life.
She's not Mormon.
So Kim got married to a rapper when she was young. Then she married Chris Humphries, and it got annulled. She never married Reggie Bush, right?
Wait a minute, we're talking about Paris Hilton.
Yeah, but Kim and Paris grew up like best friends. So I'm just saying.
Okay, got it.
I'm just saying, Paris, this is her first marriage, I believe. I think Bergman could be number 2 or 3 if he plays his cards right.
There you go,
Especially, Bergman, if you find Diamond Baby.
Yeah, you got to find Diamond Baby.
Here, Diamond Baby.
You find that dog, and May said it, she will do anything.
I will scour L.A.
She is sick attractive. So there
she
you go.
really is. She's beautiful.
She's all right.
Yeah.
You'd think she's just all right. I think she's beautiful.
I've never found her that attractive.
I don't know what you're looking at.
She's attractive, but she's never been like, oh, my God, that is the hottest woman ever.
I'll send you a couple of videos. It'll change your mind.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
Come on. So did you see the guy that caught the home run ball last night? The Aaron Judge ball?
I not only saw him, he reacted exactly how I would have reacted. God bless him.
Mychal Kessler snatched the baseball that is number 60 for Aaron Judge. He hugged it like he was winning the Powerball ticket and then just gave it back to Judge. Kessler said, because it was the right thing to do. Quote, I wouldn't feel right to keep that from him. I think Mitch has got a lot to learn about life.
So you would have held out for, well, so would Bergman. Bergman says he would have held out for like top dollar.
Absolutely.
I would have made a deal. I would have made a deal. I would not deprive Aaron Judge of the ball,
Bergman,
but I would find a way to make a better deal.
What are you asking for in that scenario?
Well, like May says, I would give him the ball back, but I want
for
stuff.
A price. What do you want?
For a price.
What do you want?
I want season tickets to the Dodgers. Even though he's a Yankee, I don't care about that. I want a signed bat from him. I want a signed bat from Mookie Betts.
I want an Oompa Loompa now.
Yes, exactly. I want all the stuff.
You know, that's interesting. They could have said, Aaron Judge could have given this guy
Yankee
season tickets.
Yeah.
That's actually a good deal. He's going to be worth $350 million. He's got it.
Yeah, I would not have
half of
asked
his
for a
salary.
thing.
Oh, it would be a negotiation.
No, not
We'd
with me.
we'd go to arbitration.
Aaron, here you go, man. Enjoy it.
We're in arbitration.
Happy to be a part of this memory. For
My
you.
man versus your man. That's the way I go.
Man to man.
Man to man.
My man against your man.
Oh, God. Hey, listen to.
Can we tell that story?
Oh, yeah, I think we absolutely. Why don't we tell it next? It's a good story.
There's a story behind that saying that is awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Also, Sean McVay is going to join us at some point here. We never know exactly when, but he'll pop on when he gets here. And don't forget, if you want to visit islands, and who does? John, you love islands, right?
It is Jack Ireland's favorite spot, my son.
So we are doing a dinner with listeners, me, Jorge, and Bergman, at a local islands. We will all have the cheese fries with the ranch dressing, which is my favorite favorite food.
You got to get one of you. Got to get the North Shore.
The North Shore, okay.
North Shore chicken tacos.
So it's dinner for you and a guest at Islands with me, Corporate Greg, and Jorge. Islands, for locations and directions, visit islandsrestaurants.com, and we'll do that at some point during the show, some stupid little game I made up. All right, coming up next for you, we'll hear from Sean McVay. Also, John will tell the story about the my man versus your man thing. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about my buddy.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
And it is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
Hey, everybody, it is Wednesday. It's the Wednesday before the Rams go to Arizona and take on the Cardinals. And joining us right now is the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, Coach Sean McVay. Coach, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you?
Oh, we're doing great, Coach, and we always appreciate your time. I want to ask you specifically about a couple of plays that happened against Atlanta that surprised me. One of them was you guys threw a touchdown pass to Allen Robinson, not the one that counted, the one that didn't count. And it seemed to me that they blew a whistle in the middle of the play. In other words, that you guys snapped the ball, Stafford rolled out, he put the ball in the air, I hear a whistle, Robinson catches it, and they say no play. What explanation did they give you, and did that make any sense to you?
Yeah, I felt the same way. No, the explanation they gave is they got buzzed down from the medical, from the doctors because A.J. Terrell had taken a shot to his head on the previous play where we tried to throw a perimeter screen to Higbee. So, that's always, the most important thing for our game. But I'll tell you what, it would have been nice for that touchdown to count. That was a good, what?
Yeah, okay, so, Sean, the other play was at the end when Brendan Powell ran that ball out of the back of the end zone. I thought that was brilliant by you. I guess John Wolford put it in your ear, or one of your assistants put it in your ear, whoever gave it to you. But did you want Powell to run around a little more than he did, or were his instructions, don't do anything stupid, just run out the back of the end zone? I thought he could have taken more time. Am I being picky there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think there's an element of, those are things that you walk through on a Saturday and, they very rarely ever come up. I know that's the first time in my coaching career that it's come up, but, the key is guys staying connected and blocking as long as possible in a legal fashion, and then going right to that corner and kind of just hanging on until, you have to end up going out of bounds. So could we have run a couple more seconds off? Yeah, I think so, but ultimately we got the intent where you ran about 7 seconds off. We ended up having the free punt after a safety. We wanted to keep that in bounds and hopefully run off a little bit more time. But we felt like that was going to be the best thing, and that lets you know that stats truly are for losers because we ended up losing about 25-plus yards of offense. So I don't want to hear anybody talk about our run stats when they're not taking into account the stupid safety.
That's good. So offensive line now, you lose Tremaine Ankrum, big loss for the offensive line. It's all about consistency, working together. How difficult is it to shuffle in a different combination of offensive linemen every week?
It is a challenge, but that's part of what, you have to have contingency plans in place. And I thought A.J. Jackson did a great job of being able to step in, handle himself great, and he was a guy that both played tackle and guard in training camp, and so fortunately playing between two veterans and Rob Havenstein and Coleman Shelton, who's played a lot of ball for us over the last 2 years now, you feel really good about it, and I think he can have a lot of confidence going into this week from what he did against some really good interior players on the Falcons' defensive front.
Sean McVay, head coach of the Rams, is with us. Sean, Matthew Stafford led you guys to a Super Bowl last year, but he takes chances. And because he takes chances, every once in a while there are interceptions, not always his fault. But I'm wondering, when you look at that, I know how much you talk about the turnover margin and how important it is to take care of the ball. Do you say things to Matt, or do you want him on the edge? Do you want him being aggressive, and you'll live with the interceptions as long as he gives you all that good stuff?
Yeah, I think what you got to do is a special player like him, you got to let him play. You want to be aggressive, but you want to be smart. And we learn from all of those, no different than I learned from some of my decisions. And, every single, whether it's every play or every game, offers learning opportunities. And so I think the key thing that you said is every single one of them has a little bit different story. And while the quarterback gets pegged for those, they're not all on him. And so that's where you have to, be able to talk about the specific ones, identify it, and then be able to move forward. But I thought he played a great game the other day. I thought the one by Walker was a great play by him as kind of a free low hole defender when they were in a man coverage. And then the other one was something that we can learn from. And I know Matthew will be better to avoid the one where Casey Hayward got it.
So this week, Arizona, you've had a lot of success against Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. How much more difficult is it, because we watched him in the Raiders game and he can scramble forever, how much more difficult is it to deal with a quarterback who can keep plays alive with his feet?
No, it sure is. We didn't have much success against him week 4 last year. So,
yeah.
It's a very good football team. Previous games mean absolutely nothing as it relates to playing really well in this 3.5-hour window that we're allotted this coming weekend. And so we got to have a great week of preparation. This guy's a nightmare to deal with, but I know our defense is excited about the challenge, trying to be able to keep a great player like him and a great offense bottled up. And the same thing goes for our offense versus their defense and our special teams versus their special teams unit.
I think, Sean, and we're talking to Sean McVay, a lot of people that watch the Raider game watched Kyler Murray scramble around back there. I think on one play he scrambled for 20 seconds before he ran it in for a 2-point conversion. And I'm curious what you want your defensive guys to do in that scenario. When he starts scrambling, do you want guys, especially linebackers, to that are in coverage to leave coverage and run? Do you want him to stay back? Like, in a perfect world, when he starts doing that crazy scrambling, what do you want your defenders to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what kind of defensive structure you're in. I think the biggest thing is making sure you have good rush integrity up front so that you don't allow him to be able to seamlessly break contain. If you're in a man coverage, you certainly have to be cognizant of staying connected to your guy. And then, if you're in a zone, you got to be able to plaster to the nearest player. But, I think it starts with, rush integrity, not allowing him to easily escape. And it's a fine line when you've got such an explosive player like him, because you're kind of watching and trying to keep him contained, and then it prevents you from being able to try to go attack him. So it's a combination of rushing, as one, while also still violently pursuing him in a smart manner.
So I want to ask you something about Sunday night after the game. After the game's over, what does that look like for you? Like Sunday night, so you beat Atlanta. What is Sean McVay's evening like? Are you back to film? Are you resting? What are you doing?
No. I had a bunch of family and some friends in town, so we go back to the house and put the Sunday night game on and, watch the Packers-Bears, and, I had a couple Sprites.
Nice. So I watch ESPN all morning long as I'm getting ready for the show, and I have seen so many soup commercials. It's unbelievable.
Get them checks, Coach.
And last week I had COVID. I went to Coach Sean McVay's go-to soup, the Campbell's, and I can't stand I can't stand watching myself on TV. Do you watch yourself in those chunky soup ads?
Heck no. Are they airing that right now? Which one are they airing?
The one where you start at the podium and you chastise people who don't take time to have a healthy lunch.
You guys aren't taking lunch seriously? That one?
Yeah.
We got to have lunch, man. Fill up with some chunky soup. Get some protein in you, man. Let's go.
Now, Coach, do you get?
Yes,
Go ahead.
No, to answer your original question, when I see myself, or even if I hear my own voice, I'm like, God, am I that annoying? That's brutal.
No, you're not annoying. It worked on Mason. He went out and bought soup. Now, The question is, I know you get paid to do those spots. Do you also get soup? Do you have like a box of soup in your garage?
Are you kidding me? I have chunky soup every night. I love it.
That is such a great answer. Oh, all right, man. Well, listen, I know Eric.
Hang on, one last thing, Coach. One last thing. So I'm going to ask you a stupid question.
Oh, gee, because these have all been so smart.
Which is my specialty. So it looks to me like Darrell Henderson is the red zone back. Cam Akers between the 20s. Is that fair? And can I expect Cam Akers to score any points for my fantasy team?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually not accurate. He might have got some red zone carries, but, there was really good 50-50 split of touches for those guys. And really, it doesn't have anything to do with certain parts. There might be specific parts of the game plan, but we got two starters. And, if I knew he was on your fantasy squad, I would have fed him down in there in the tight red area maybe.
Yeah,
that's what I need, man. That's what I need, Coach.
Coach, absolutely last thing. It's well documented that you're friends with Cliff Kingsbury. When you take them on in a week like this, do you guys talk or text, or is it radio silence when you're playing each other?
It just kind of depends. I mean, Cliff and I keep in good touch throughout. I mean, we're certainly not like talking about the game other than, hey, let's have a good one and hopefully all of our guys stay healthy and it's a good high quality game. But he is a good friend. But I know he's trying to do everything in his power to get his team ready to try to beat us, and the same goes for us.
All right, Coach, we will all be watching Sunday. You versus the Arizona Cardinals should be a great showdown. Thanks a lot for coming on. We appreciate it always, man.
guys.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, there's Coach Sean McVay.
Because I remember when Phil Jackson used to do an ad for Audi.
Yes.
And,
I love that ad, too.
And, where he would they made fun of the fact that Phil can at times be aloof.
Yes.
And, like, the valet guy came and handed him his keys, and Phil just nodded at him and didn't say anything, which is what Phil always did. And then I see Phil, like, a week later driving around, and he's driving a Mercedes. And I said, did you not get an Audi? He goes, they offered me one. I took the money. So it sounds like Sean does actually eat chunky soup,
Yes,
or
it
if he
does.
doesn't, he's smart enough to say he does.
Correct. All right, coming up next for you, going to spin the wheel questions, plus that my man versus your man question. We still want to do that. People in the Mafia are fascinated. We'll do that coming up. The new era of Thursday Night Football is here, and it's only on Prime Video. This Thursday, one of the NFL's old
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Questions is presented by our friends at Puente Hills Toyota. Got a car that's just sitting around not being used? Bring it to Puente Hills Toyota today for an instant cash offer. Puente Hills Toyota, the house of yes. Producer Jorge, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it.
And it. Okay. Ireland?
Yeah.
Would you rather be a clown who distracts the bull, a rodeo clown, or the cowboy who rides the bull?
All right, I think I've told you this story before, but when I first got to Texas, they said, we've entered you in a celebrity bull riding contest.
Really?
And yeah, true story. I've got video I can show you that will make you laugh nonstop. So I said, I've been there for 2 weeks. I said, sure, And I thought it was a mechanical bull. And I get to the rodeo, and it's a real bull. And they said, yeah, just the bull will eventually throw you. Just hang on for as long as you can. And there's a rodeo clown, and he'll come up. You would much, much rather be the clown.
Really?
Well, the bull rider gets his ass kicked.
Right, but the clown is in front of the horns.
Right, but
you're behind the horns.
Right, but trust me, I got thrown off this thing, and it was like I had been sacked by a 6'8" linebacker.
So I also rode a bull, John, when I was working for the Mighty, whatever that was, 690, I guess.
Yeah, one of them Mighties.
There are so many Mighties. At a ranch in Escondido, and I did it. And, you know, I fell. It was the longest 5 seconds of that bull's life. I'll tell you that.
It was the longest 5 seconds of my life. I won it, too.
Did you really?
I beat the other 3 celebrities. It was 2 DJs, me, I was a TV reporter, and some singer. And I beat them all, and you know what my prize was?
What?
Giant belt buckle.
Nice. That goes
Howdy.
well down there.
Yeah, and but you do not want to be a bull rider. That is a very good way to break your arm.
Okay, Bergman.
Here comes Michael.
Michael's coming in. He's got to get set up. But while he's getting set up,
yeah,
I would like to be the clown running away from the bull.
Right, and because you have options.
Right, and it's also they're funny and they get to run around.
And by the way, if you're the clown, you can just jump out of the bull's way. You can jump into a corral. You can jump into the stands. You can do whatever you want.
Plus,
also, you have to.
Bergman in a goofy wig with his face painted and wearing overalls.
Well, I would like to see that.
Priceless.
I set you up for that, base.
But Mace, think about this too. Once the bull threw me,
yep.
What I was worried about was him stepping on me or coming back around. Now, once he threw me, the clown got in his face and tried to distract him. But you know what they do? They tie. I mean, this is a true story.
Yeah.
They tie a rope tight around the bull's testicles. That's why the bulls are so angry.
Oh my God!
And
no
when
wonder.
And so they tie a rope tight around the bull's testicles. They open the gate, and the bull is trying to buck you off because he's in pain, and he wants you off of his back.
What an inhumane thing that is.
Yeah, that's the truth behind rodeos. And then the clown just. But I would imagine, Michael, what do you think? The ratio of bull riders being hurt compared to clowns being hurt, I think the riders were hurt more.
Oh,
don't you?
yeah, man. Those guys are fearless. Those guys are crazy to be jumping on those bulls. And you're right. You could get stomped. You could get stomped to death because those hooves coming down.
Mace, next time you talk to her,
yep,
ask that question to Michelle Beadle.
Okay.
She used to date a rodeo cowboy.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that she would tell you it's safer to be the clown than the rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MT, have you ever wanted to go run with the bulls and where do they do
Yeah,
that?
in Pamplona, Spain. Yeah, that would be fun. I'd love to do that. Now that I've got a new hip.
I just lurk around the side to say that I did it. I'd let the
Here's
bulls
what
go
I could
right
see.
by.
I could see Michael taking his boys out there, and Clay and Trace and Mikey would go sprinting down the street, and you'd be running like Herman Munster, and that bull would knock you in the ass.
I would run behind the bulls, Mace. Make sure they don't
the way
get
to
me.
do it.
That's right.
Run
After they
behind
pass
them.
me. But that would be fun to go to Pamplona and do that.
Now, Mace, you know where Michael's been, right?
Oh, yeah, he went on the
Showtime Lakers
Yeah.
Reunion. Okay, first of all, Michael, before I ask you about that, let me tell the story, my man versus your man, since we've teased it a couple times. So, in another, when Mason and I first started, about a couple of years into it, Mason got an offer. Now, we were doing a morning show, and Mason got an offer to be the co-host of Tom Snyder's national late-night radio show. Huge break. So Mason would really be the host of the radio portion of the show. Tom would come over and do, 45 minutes to an hour. Then Tom would slide into TV. He would bring Mace on TV sometimes. It was a huge break.
Yep.
And so Mason says, all right, calls me, calls our bosses, says, guys, I'm going to take on this show at night, and then I'll be done at 10 o'clock at night, and I'll be back, and I'll do the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And John Lynch, whose son, John, now runs the 49ers, was our owner. And John said, I will not allow that. I don't want my guy doing nights and then coming back in the morning. And Mason said, well, you can't do that. There's nothing in my contract that prohibits me from doing it, and you don't have control of me when I'm not working for you. And John Lynch said, well, if you take that job, you can't work for me. And Mason said, all right, I'm sick.
My hair hurts, my teeth itch, is what my agent said to say.
And he just stopped coming into work.
Yep.
And John Lynch calls him after a week and says, all right, Steve, this has gone on long enough. Let's settle this man to man. Mason came up with one of the great responses of all time. He said, agreed. My man against your man. Here's my agent's phone number. Right. And sure enough, it drug out another week, and John eventually relented.
Yeah,
and
caved.
Mason was able to do both. But that's man to man. Mason goes, I agree. My man against your man.
One of the reasons why he caved, John, was that we knew Jerry Coleman a little bit, the great Jerry Coleman.
Right.
So I told Jerry about the situation. He said, let me call John. And he did call John Lynch, and it was like 3 or 4 days later that I was released from this, I guess it would be a holdout. By the way, that was my only contract holdout. It was kind of fun, actually.
And it wasn't even a holdout. It was like a sick out.
It was a sick out, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Mychal, did I do the right thing?
Oh, yeah, you definitely do the right thing, Mace. I would never get into a bidding war or a negotiating war with you because you know how to play dirty. You are good.
Well, and he was, and I think it actually. I probably didn't do. I think you probably stayed out for a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was probably a month.
Yeah,
it was probably a month.
And do you remember who I had to work with for that entire month?
No.
Chris Ello.
Chris Ello.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Where is he?
I don't know, but that's who I worked with.
That's an old school name.
For a month. It was.
All right.
Ello
so,
in
Mychal,
Ireland.
there you go on the Showtime trip. Tell what was the highlight of the whole thing?
Now, first of all, let's back up, Mike, because Mychal did not want to go.
No.
And he wasn't going to go, and I was working on him, and I said, and Worthy at first didn't want to go. Mm-hmm. And I said to both of them, I said, guys, this could be one of the great trips of all time. You got to go. I know it's an inconvenience, but you haven't seen these people in years, and you may never see them again before they go. And, Mychal, you said what finally won you over is Pat Riley and Magic Johnson called you and guilted you into going.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you take it from there.
Yeah, so they forced me to go. I didn't want to go because, I'm sick of traveling. I love to travel with the Lakers, but once season's over, Mace, I just want to stay at home. And even though I knew it would be fun to go, I just didn't feel like jumping on a plane to fly all the way to Maui, through Honolulu. I had to make some kind of connection, probably. But anyway, I was talked into going, forced into going by Magic and Riley, and I'm sure glad I did because Riley and Magic set this up. It's been years in the making. It was supposed to happen 3 years ago, but COVID hit, so everything had to be postponed. And Magic and Riley, along with Magic's staff of young ladies, Janet, Christina, Kennedy, and Alexia. Oh, and Shane. Remember Shane used to work with us with
Shane
the Lakers?
Jenkins. She's great.
Shane. She's a part of the Magic crew, too. And all those ladies put this crew together, put this trip together with the blessings of Riley and Magic, footing the bill. And Mace, I tell you, when Biden or Trump or any head of state travel, I think they're not treated any better than we were treated in Maui.
Is that right?
It was
Wow.
unbelievable. It was off the charts, better than I expected. I knew it would be first class because anything that Magic or Pat Riley touches is going to be first class. So I knew it would be first class, but we stayed at the Four Seasons in Maui, and it was a week, not a day, because a lot of teams do have reunions, but like Magic pointed out, we are doing this for a whole week. No team had ever done what we just did. And it was beyond fabulous. And I can't thank Magic and Riley enough for making me go. And the thing about it, we were so happy to see each other and be around each other because it had been years since we'd seen a lot of these guys. Mike Schreck, we all know the superstars who come around Crypto.com Arena. We see them, the AC Greens, Kurt Rambis is there all the time. Worthy will pop into a game, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes. We'll see these guys from here and there, but we hadn't seen a bunch of the scrubs, a bunch of the role players throughout the years like Mike Schreck, Clay Johnson, Larry Spriggs, Jim Brewer.
And all
Jim
these guys
Jones.
came.
They all came right down the list, about 30 of us and their wives.
Didn't I see Chuck Nevitt?
Chuck Nevitt was there.
Who was Mace? You probably don't remember him. He was 7'4".
Yep, it was
Chuck
good.
Nevitt.
Wow.
It was good to see Gary Vitti again, a long-time Laker trainer, showed up. Stu Lance came. He was invited.
How did you get Stu Lance to dance? I've known Stu for 25 years, never seen him dance.
Never seen him dance. His wife, Linda, says Stu never dances, Mace, but Jeffrey Osborne was putting on a little private concert for us, and the music got so good to Stu, he couldn't sit down anymore. He had to get up and start dancing, and once he started dancing, I got my phone out and I videotaped it, sent it to all of Stu's broadcast crew,
funny.
and I said, every time the Lakers win, this has got to be the victory cigar for the Lakers. Put this video footage of Stu dancing. But anyway, the trip was fabulous. They gave us events to do every day. We ate dinner together every night in different venues in the Four Seasons. And the good thing about it is we all came to the conclusion, listen, we shouldn't be waiting 20, 30 years to get together again. We need to do this more often, like every 3 or 4 years, God willing, with good health. So the next one, talk about pressure on me, Mace. The next one they want to do is in the Bahamas at Bahama Resort.
Yeah.
The resort I always stay at. Byron Scott's been there. Magic knows all about it. So anyway, the next reunion, hopefully in a couple of years, or we hope, we'll be in the Bahamas. And the good thing about it, and I think as good as this was at Maui at the Four Seasons, I think the one in the Bahamas is going to be even better because we not only do we have the facility, we got a water park at this hotel. Downtown Nassau for shopping for the ladies is only about an 8-minute cab ride away, where Lahaina was about a 35-minute bus ride away if you want to go downtown to go shopping. Well, our water in the Bahamas is actually even better than the water in Hawaii because it's clearer and warmer. And what else? The good thing about Baha Mar Resort that we didn't have at the Four Seasons, the guys and the ladies will love. If you're a gambler, there's a big casino in the hotel.
Yeah.
So at night,
gaming.
After all the festivities and all the programs are over that we go through, they can go in the casino and win a lot of money, I hope. So,
are you a gambler, Michael?
No, I don't ever gamble. I don't know how to play poker. We would have like a private room at this hotel, and the guys would go down there and play dominoes for money. They would play poker, but I don't know how to play those. I know how to play dominoes, but I don't know how to play poker, so I'm not a gambler. But me and Riley got into a game of backgammon. Never play an Irishman in backgammon when they're rolling dice because they got the luck of the Irish.
There you go.
He kept rolling every number he needed, and he just destroyed me in backgammon. But
I would never
fun.
play Pat Riley in anything competitive. He'd be too good at it.
Yeah, but it was great, Nace.
So
that's awesome, man.
Michael, who is in the best shape after all these years?
Great question. Byron Scott.
Yeah, it's still
okay, I'll tell you next.
Oh, Bergman is all. It's the top of the hour where Bergman gets all nervous.
Go! You're scaring me. Just go to break. Yeah, you got all nervous.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with me and Cappy on Sedano and Cap each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join our show league, and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join the Sedano and Cap Show League. So pick 5 games against the spread to win $100. It's really that simple. Or play all season long at cover5.com.
From 710 Los Angeles, KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN, Mason and Ireland, what's up?
So, you don't know this, Mace, but...
No.
Bergman,
what's going on?
Do you have evidence of this, Jorge, or no?
No, we don't have evidence.
All right.
It's too bad.
Bergman threw it to break as soon as I said, oh, Bergman's all paranoid about top of the hour. And you went on for about 3 minutes, and they didn't tell you. You did 3 minutes of the show that nobody heard except you.
You weren't on the air at all.
Bergman walks in and Michael and I are talking and Bergman's going, listen to this. And you're like setting up, teasing, setting up, going to the next day.
You're a true pro, Mace.
And then when you finish, I tell you, and we're clear. And you say, clear.
Oh, that was awesome.
You just did so much extra. It was very funny.
Yeah, there you go.
Do we lose you?
No, I'm here.
Yeah,
I was going to storm off like Sedano.
Are you mad?
Yeah, Sedano would be mad.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's Sedano's deal? What did he storm out yesterday? I
Wait,
heard him.
he
storm
stormed out
but I didn't hear the
Well, no, he
reason
couldn't
why.
have stormed out. He wasn't here.
No, he stormed off the show.
Oh, okay.
For what?
I know he had.
Bergman, do you know why?
No, was this yesterday?
Yeah, it might have
yesterday.
been a bit because he texted me last night that he had to get to a fundraiser for Mateo's, his son's school. And
Funches was here, and he was here right now.
Yeah.
So you think he just deliberately stormed off?
Yeah,
because he had to take Mateo to school.
Yeah, no, he had to go to a fundraiser at an Italian restaurant that I like, and so he texted me from there saying that he was there. But so I think it might have been a bit. Although, okay, we should bring this story up. Did you see? Because I can't bring it up.
First, you asked me who was in shape.
Oh yeah. Let's do that first. Who was in the best shape at the Lakers Showtime reunion?
It's a great question because we all evaluate ourselves. We look at each other and see who's got a little bit chunky and put on a little bit of weight throughout the years. But you're right about this, Mace. I'll give Mace hates this. I'll give you, Mace, the Mount Rushmore of still in shape.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I know you're on it. So
no,
who are the
no,
other
no.
three?
I wish. No, I'm not with these guys. The three,
Okay.
the four Lakers who look like they could still play are Ronnie Lester. The guy's got veins popping out of his arms.
Yeah, I played pickup with Ronnie about 10 years ago. He lit everybody up.
AC Green still works out every day. Wes Matthews, who's 60 and plays in a 60 and over league.
And whose son Wes is still in the NBA.
And Byron Scott. They all look like they look like they haven't aged a bit, or they look like the same. It's unbelievable.
Is it weird, Michael? Because I just got together with my fraternity brothers from 35 years ago, and it's weird how time passes.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
get that sense
Yes.
where it's like kind of weird that you're there now after all these years?
Yep.
And I mean, it's got to be. You got to think about time, right?
Yes, I do. I'm 67, and I'm hoping I got 20 more years. And 20 years is nothing in the grand scheme of things, in the span of your life. Because 20 years ago, I was 47, thinking I got a whole lot of time. But when you were around your peers, and everybody's in their 60s, late 60s and 70s, and Pat Riley's, 77, 78 now, you wonder, boy, how much time? You don't want to think morbidly, but it does make you think of your mortality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to know. Have you ever met anybody who, when you were getting ready to shake their hand, you felt your hand sweating, clammy?
My hand?
Yeah, because you were nervous to meet him.
Nervous to meet him. Like, in fact, there's a story out there that Jason Tatum, when he went to shake Michael Jordan's hand, he was really embarrassed because his hand was sweating a lot. Is there anybody big enough that makes you say, oh, geez?
My hand wasn't sweaty, but I was very nervous to meet him, even though 30 years old, 27 years older than him. That's when I got a chance to go say hello to Roger Federer at a Laker game.
Yeah, I made that was he was walking around with Michael Roth, and I made Michael Roth walk him out to the court, and I made you come down because I know how much you think of him.
Oh, that's cool.
I was
what
very
about you,
nervous.
Ireland? Anybody big enough to make your palms sweat?
I really don't get starstruck.
You don't?
I don't.
Wow.
I do.
Who's on that list for you?
Well, I think about when I saw Kim Kardashian and Kanye West in the press room at it's the artist formerly known as Staples Center.
Yeah.
And I was super nervous. I wanted to walk up to him.
To which one were you nervous to meet?
Kanye.
Oh,
Kim was delightful. Everybody,
Kanye's
she was nice
nuts.
to everybody. Kanye looked like he could explode at any minute.
Right. That's why. I mean, but Kim, I would sign up to be her assistant.
And
Leave this job in a heartbeat.
You know who I'd love to meet, Michael?
Who?
The Pope. I would love to meet the Pope.
Why?
Because my family has always, my family is a devout Catholic family. I am not a devout Catholic anymore. But it would be meaningful for them, for me to meet the Pope, to be like 1 degree away from Pope Francis or whoever happens
Michael,
to be the Pope
you've met most of, I'm trying to think, you've met Muhammad Ali, you've met Ric Flair, you met Jesse Owens, right?
Jesse Owens, right.
Is there anybody on your list of, bucket list of someone you'd like to meet?
Dead or alive?
No, got to be alive.
Just
Got to be alive. Right
Can't meet
now,
it.
I met Bill Russell, talked to Bill Russell, so that was pretty awesome.
Was he cranky?
No, he's
No,
very
he
pleasant.
knew who you were,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was shocked.
Yeah.
So let me think. Live today, who I would be nervous going up to meet? Let me think. I'm sure there's got to be somebody.
Have you met Usain Bolt?
Oh, yeah. That's what. Well, I haven't
I met
him.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been a cooler guy.
Oh, yeah, he's very nice.
In Rio, when he was running right afterwards, he loved the media.
Michael, you met Sidney Poitier, right?
Yeah, I met Sidney Poitier. Oh, I was so nervous going to meet him down. He was standing at the front row.
Because he's Bahamian,
He's
right?
Bahamian. He's from the Bahamas, and he's probably our most famous Bahamian citizen in history, and probably our greatest from his accomplishments and everything. But, yeah, I mean, I guess... I'm older, but still I admire so many young athletes. I guess I would love to meet Allison Felix. She's such a classy lady. I think I'd be nervous saying hello to her because I'd seem like an old, dirty old dork. Not because I'd just be so nervous to meet her and stuff. She's such a classy
I've actually
lady.
met her. I think she's really nice.
I think she's very nice.
I think she'd be great.
Yeah.
Ireland, did you meet Ali?
Yes, but it was when he had lost most of his, it's when the Parkinson's had really kind of set in at the end.
So I got to talk to him. This was my very first day on the West Coast. So I left Ohio. I came out here. I was working for the Mighty 690, and the day I started was the anniversary of the Ken Norton-Muhammad Ali fight. Where
he broke his jaw?
Where he broke his jaw.
Yeah.
And so I did a sit-down. I mean, I talk about wide-eyed. A sit-down on my very first day in Southern California with Muhammad Ali and Ken Norton. It was crazy. And Ali still had it. Ali could still have a conversation and all that stuff. The Parkinson's hadn't hit him so hard. But that was a career highlight
year was
to
that?
be able to meet Muhammad Ali. Let's see. Well, it'd be the 20-year anniversary of the fight where they...
That was 73, I think they fought each other.
73.
In San Diego.
In San Diego, yeah.
So it would have been 93.
Wow.
So, 20-year anniversary.
Were they funny? Were they jabbing each other back and forth?
Yeah, they were. Norton was especially funny. Ali kind of rolled with it, but Norton was especially funny. It was a really fun experience.
Oh, by the
to talk to those guys.
By the way, guys, today is my game of games today, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's about. I asked a special guest to come on and be a part of the game of the games. Pepe's not here; he's traveling to Mexico. But I asked a salesperson who works here to come on Game of Games because he's British.
I know who it is. It's
David Kent. He says, well, I've got a meeting at 3 o'clock.
Hello.
So he may be here or he may not.
I told him to text me. I said, you got to be on this. It's multiple choice, so everybody has a chance to win. So him being British, I want him to come on to see if he can win a game about the Queen.
David Kent will join us.
Of course, we'll love to hear his accent, too.
His accent
He hasn't
great.
lost it at all. He still sounds like a Cockney.
So, Ireland, I was texting with Bryan Cranston yesterday after we did his scene from Breaking Bad, the I Will.
Right.
I'm the one who knocks.
Yeah.
And Cranston said, well, you and Ireland should both do it, and I'll judge.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I am the one who knocks, man.
Yeah.
I will act my ass off.
Happy to do that. Well, you're just mad because Mason was upset yesterday, Michael, because he asked the listeners which one of us is better looking, and his own Twitter followers picked me.
Why?
I don't know.
Mason looks so distinguished with the silver here.
I know.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's a great look. Now, I did dye my eyebrows.
So he looks like Uncle Leo on Seinfeld.
Yeah, I don't want silver eyebrows, Michael. Do you agree with me on that?
No,
That's
I think
too
the silver
much.
eyebrows is distinguished too. I mean, look at
not
Alex McKechnie, the silver fox.
Not friggin' Santa Claus here. Not
you look
Santa
good.
Claus.
You look good. The gray goes with you. Some people can carry it very well.
I think by the way, everything you think you won everything is like very close. It's like 52-48. It was in the Circle of Trust, it was in the Mason and Ireland Mafia, it was on the regular time, but I mean we're about 50-50.
Right, but there's always a winner and a loser, and you were the loser.
A win is a win, Mace.
Did the Rams win or lose? The game was really close, but the Rams won. So you're the Atlanta Falcons. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Screw you. Screw you. I'm a great looking man.
I'm sure that's
you are good looking.
I'm sure that's true. Michael, I'm looking for. I can't find it.
What's
I'm
that?
looking for the picture of when you met Muhammad Ali. How old were you?
13 years of age, 1968, in New York City at the Americana Hotel.
Mason, have you ever seen that picture?
No.
Oh, Michael, send that to Mason. It's unbelievable. It's Michael, a young Mychal Thompson.
All right.
He's 12 or 13 years old, and he is in a hotel talking to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And somebody got it caught on a great still photo.
Oh, my father took the picture.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome.
I'll send it to you, Mace.
That's cool. Yeah, send it to me for sure. Hey, I want to let everybody know that at some point today, you got a chance to win dinner with me, Corporate Greg, and Jorge at Islands, one of my favorite restaurants.
You know they got mud pie there, Mace.
Mud pie, yeah. I love those cheese fries that you dip into the ranch. Oh,
hell
God,
yeah.
so good. You will win dinner for you and a guest at Islands with me, Corporate Greg, and Jorge. Islands for locations and directions. Visit islandsrestaurants.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, what's going on? I am tweeting out the picture of Muhammad Ali, Thompson, which is an incredible shot, Michael.
Yeah, thanks. That was an honor to meet him. That was 1968. That was when he was in exile, or he was basically banned from boxing. So he was traveling around the country as a guest speaker at different universities. That's how he had to make his living.
So, TikTok is out of control now, John. Have you been
Well,
on
that's
TikTok?
you should just do what I do. If you never get on TikTok, then you never know when it got out of control.
But then we miss fantastic things like this. Here's what the kids are doing now. They're marinating chicken in NyQuil.
What?
Yes.
No, thank you.
Marinating chicken in NyQuil.
Oh, come on. You're making that up.
I'm serious. Dead serious. It's going around. Now, the FDA has come out and said this is really bad for you. FDA issues warning of TikTok challenge that encourages people to cook chicken in NyQuil. But there's actual video all over TikTok of like chicken breasts in a pan with NyQuil. It's the green kind, not the red kind. I guess for the flavor and for the stupidity of it all.
Because the world is going to burn. That's why, Michael.
Man.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the kids today are stupid.
These kids today.
Get off my lawn.
Don't they know you're supposed to fry chicken in oil? My goodness, what's wrong with these people?
What is wrong with him? So Bill Murray turned 72 today.
Bill Murray. All right. So
who was funnier in Caddyshack, him or Rodney Dangerfield?
What about Ted Knight? Don't sleep on Ted
Oh,
Knight.
yeah. Oh, he was hilarious.
Ted Knight was so funny.
Who made? Which one of those three made that movie?
Well, I was thinking the opposite. If you could only save one Bill Murray movie and put it in a time capsule and said this was Bill Murray, is Caddyshack the one?
Either that or What About Bob?
What about Bob?
That was funny.
I'm trying to think.
So Bergman says that it can't be Caddyshack
Why?
because he's not in it.
Enough.
Oh, I disagree. Carl Spackler, the gardener, he's in it plenty.
I know who he is.
It could be Groundhog Day. That's a very good Bill Murray movie.
That was one. That, Stripes, and Scrooge.
Oh, yeah,
where I was
Stripes.
trying to go through.
Yeah, Stripes
might be the one.
Yeah.
Stripes is so funny.
Yeah.
Barnaky, he owes me money.
All sleeping on Kingpin.
He's not in it
with the
enough.
hair.
It's the same
he's
type
so
of deal.
great. What's his name? Earl.
And every scene he has different hair.
He's got the big
Ernie
swirl
McCracken.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Ernie McCracken. There you go. Ernie McCracken. That's a great performance. That is a great performance. By the way, in terms of like great Bill Murray performances, like in that more arty way, Lost in Translation's a great movie. That's a great movie. Bill Murray. If I had been in the Motion Picture Academy in 1970, whatever that is, Bill Murray should have been nominated for that. We're still doing impressions of Bill Murray doing Carl Spackler.
Right.
That's the legacy of that role. So for me, I think that
Cinderella
is the movie I put in the
Boy.
time capsule.
About
Yeah,
to
but those kind of
become
movies don't get taken
the
seriously by the
Masters
Academy,
champion.
do they?
Well, they should.
Yeah.
Tears in his eyes, I guess, as he lines up this last shot. He's got about 195 yards left, and looks like he's got about an 8 iron. This crowd is
195 8 iron. That's a pretty good poke.
Cinderella story, out of nowhere, a former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion. It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole! It's in the hole!
Hey, young
Come
fella.
on, how is that
Do you
not
remember,
his best
do you remember
performance?
who says that? Hey, young fella. You remember who comes up to him?
Was that was Rodney?
No, it's the bishop. He takes him out to play.
Oh yeah.
The bishop in Caddyshack.
That's
And he
right.
says, "The good Lord will never ruin the greatest round of my
Right.
life," and he gets struck by
Yeah,
lightning.
exactly.
So I recommended Caddyshack to my nephew, who'd never seen it, and Hunter, he's 25 years old, said, "Yeah, it's not good." He said it's just not.
Wait a minute.
He sounds
Your
like Mike
nephew-
Trudell.
Mike Trudell did not like Trading Places.
Yeah, he didn't think that was funny.
Yeah, Hunter's very smart. He says doesn't hold up by today's standards.
What?
He said, I'm
That's
sure
what
it
Trudell
was
said
great
about Trading
in the
Places.
day.
Yeah.
Man, these
All right, so
kids.
here,
Told you
when
they're
you
stupid.
say Mace, Hunter's 26 now.
Yeah.
All right, so
26.
here's what I remember about Hunter. When he was 2,
Yep.
so this is how long ago it was. We used to mess with Lee Hamilton with Hacksaw because Hacksaw would never admit he didn't know something. If you called his show, he believed in fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one time I called him and I said, his name, I still remember this, Mace. Isn't Hunter's middle name Jordan? Hunter
Yes.
Jordan Mashansky?
Hunter Jordan, and didn't we call him Sandwich?
No. So this is what I remember. I called
Okay.
Hacksaw, and I called in my old man voice. I actually called his show. This is when Mace and I were doing mornings. I said, Lee, I'm a big Ohio State Buckeyes fan, and I want to know what you hear about this big recruit, the lineman Hunter Jordan. I hear he can really play. What do you know? No, Hunter Jordan didn't exist. It was Mason's 2-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
I just made it up, and the only information I gave him was Ohio State, and he's a lineman.
Yeah.
And Hacksaw says pause, and I still think he knew it was me because this is what he says. He goes, he wouldn't admit he didn't know anything. He just goes, they like his big NFL body, questions about his maturity. Thank you for the call. We played that thing for like 2 years.
Yeah. Did you ever tell him that it was you?
No, well, if you listened to the show at all,
Oh, yeah.
we just played it until the
That's
other
funny.
thing, Mace, you remember the other thing we did was A. Martinez, who's now a hugely successful radio
Oh yeah, he's on
broadcaster,
NPR every morning. Yeah.
had Jorge's job. He was the board op.
Yep.
And so Lee, when he would do he was used to be the voice of the Chargers. So when the quarterback would drop back to pass, this would be Lee calling any pass play. It'd be like Stan Humphries at quarterback. everybody into the pattern. Humphreys back to pass, throws over the middle, caught. 17 yards. Caught by Tony Martin, and so we determined that the leading receiver on the Chargers that year was caught.
Yeah.
And we interviewed A. Martinez as caught. Like, joining us on the show now, the leading receiver for the Chargers, caught. Caught, how many catches did you have? All of them. What's your favorite hacksaw call? Well, the ones where I score.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
I was just looking at our one and done pool, John.
Yeah, you might win it next week.
It started with 261 people, and it's down to 19 after 2 weeks.
Yeah, because everybody picked who Bergman and I picked Tennessee in the first week.
Wow.
And Tennessee was at home and was a double-digit favorite. So who are you going to take this week?
Let's see. I like either Kansas City at Indy.
Like that, although you're taking a road team, which is always risky.
Team. And the other one is
this like Survivor?
Cincinnati at the Jets.
Wait a minute. Who do you think is going to win that game?
Cincinnati.
I wouldn't.
What? I wouldn't know that. Stay away from that.
Cincinnati's going to bounce back.
No, they're 0-2.
I know they're
0-2. They're terrible.
But they're still good. They're not a bad team.
Oh, they're a bad team.
They're off to a bad start.
No, they have no line. Joe Burrow's getting sacked 8 times a game.
But he had no line last year, and
they
still
Chiefs.
took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that game. I'd take the Chiefs if those are the two you're thinking about.
Yeah, Indy's terrible.
Where's Buffalo?
That's a good question. Where is Buffalo?
They're off this week.
They are at Miami. Oh, what a cool game that is! Buffalo at Miami.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that. Yeah, it sounds like the Chiefs is your way to go.
Yeah, God, I can't believe it's down that many after such a short time.
Yeah, and I talked to Ken, the guy who runs that thing, and he said 60% were out after week 1, including me and Bergman.
Nobody knows nothing.
Yep,
that's the rule. Nobody knows nothing. All right. By the way, the Super Bowl odds, have you seen the latest Super Bowl odds?
I'm guessing it's Buffalo, Kansas City pretty heavily favored.
Buffalo 9-2, Kansas City 7-1, Tampa Bay 8-1, Philly with Jalen Hurts at 10-1, Green Bay 14-1, Chargers 14-1, Rams 16-1.
Huh.
And by the way,
Rams at 16-1 is not a bad thing to take a flyer on.
If you're a Raiders fan, they are 50-1 now to get the Super Bowl.
Please jump on that now.
Yeah, make some money.
On that one.
That's easy money right there. Silver and black Super Bowl pays 50-1. Love it. Matter of fact, Bergman, take that $1,000 I won from you the other day and put it on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Boom. So it'll be next year's
That's
bet.
a big pay. Yeah, it'll be next year, but that'd be $50,000.
$50,000 right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's just stupid. That's a stupid bet.
Well,
I don't think anybody that's 0-2 is going to make the playoffs.
Half the league is 0-2. Some
of
them have to.
You can eliminate them. They're done.
That's it. They're gone.
Raiders are done. They're through.
Okay, so
it's over.
But here's the Raiders may be done, but here's the thing.
No, they're not.
Look at the standings in the AFC. Is it the South that has Houston, Indy, Jacksonville, and Tennessee?
Yes, Jacksonville, Houston, Indy, Tennessee.
Do any of those teams? Well, Jacksonville has a win because they played Indianapolis. I think one of those teams is winning the division with 9 wins.
Well, Jacksonville's 1-1. Houston is 0-1-1.
Right.
And Indy's 0-1-1.
And Tennessee's 0-2.
Tennessee's 0-2.
Who wins that division?
God, that is so tough.
I think. Don't you agree with me that whoever wins that division is going to be 9-8? Maybe.
Yes,
maybe
I
even
think
8-9.
They're going to skate in. I don't know how good Jacksonville is at this point. Do you?
No, but I mean, if
the
I
kid
had
seems
to,
better than he was last
I would
year.
have picked Indy, or Tennessee, but they both look terrible. And it's not Houston. Jacksonville might be the by default the smartest pick.
Well, our quarterback guru is Mychal Thompson. What do you think of him, Michael?
Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Well,
yeah.
I like Trevor. I've always liked him coming out of Clemson. Why should I change now? Why, do you don't like him?
Well, no, I'm just saying, does he have the potential to be an elite quarterback?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Hey, Michael, have you seen Malik Willis, the backup quarterback, play in Tennessee?
Yeah,
they should just give him the ball now.
I know.
Because Ryan Tannehill ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
And Malik Willis was really good in the preseason, and that division's up for grabs.
Yeah.
I would put Malik Willis in a quarterback right now.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
So last night I watched the latest episode of Legacy, the most recent one.
Okay.
And there was one moment in it.
The one with Momo in it.
Yeah, the one with Momo.
Yeah.
And Phil Jackson and Jerry West. It's a fascinating dynamic.
This was the beginning of Phil Jackson and Jerry West, causing Jerry to leave the Lakers.
We'll talk about that coming up next. And then we've got Bobcat, Mychal Thompson hanging out, Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football. 710 ESPN.
Hey, what's going on? It is Wednesday, and Mychal Thompson's hanging out as he always does. We'll do Game of Games a little bit later on. We're going to give away dinner from Islands. Me, Jorge, and Bergman will take you to dinner. We'll do that a little bit later on in the show.
Fleming's?
No, Islands.
Islands.
Oh, Islands.
It's an Islands
official
promotion.
Sponsor of Mason and Ireland. Islands Restaurant, the best.
I love their burgers.
Oh, so good.
And their
so
fries,
good.
there's thick fries. So
By the way, I
good.
did send out Mychal Thompson's picture with Muhammad Ali. It's in the Mafia, so if you want to see it, go into the Mason and Ireland Mafia, and it is there. So I want to ask you guys about this particular situation. Last night, Legacy, there is a scene where it is really clear that the reason Jerry West stormed out of the organization was because of Phil Jackson. Is that match your understanding of things, Sean?
It's not A equals B. The one thing I would say is, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, and the story that Brian Shaw tells on Legacy is accurate. that Phil believed that there's, and Mace, you and I have talked about this before,
Yes.
that there was a difference between the club, the Los Angeles Lakers basketball club, and the team, which is the people in the locker room. Phil worked in Chicago for Jerry Krause, who was a bad guy, and the players hated him. So Phil kind of came up with this us against them mentality, that what the club wants isn't necessarily what's best for the team. The club has to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. Has to worry about ticket sales and fans and television rights. And the team only needs to worry about one thing, winning games. That's
Right.
it. So Phil's background was, when he was in the locker room speaking to the team, that was his sanctuary. That was his part of the store that he ran and he was in charge of. Jerry and Mitch, and they talk about this on Legacy, were used to going to the games, and then after the games were over, stopping by the locker room and seeing if anybody needed anything, or, you know, they wanted a straight line from the coach through the front office all the way up to ownership. And I think two things meant the beginning of the end of Jerry West. One of them, Brian Shaw talks about in Legacy. Jerry and Mitch walked in after one of Phil's first games, and Phil said, "What the F are you doing in my locker room?" to Jerry West.
Wow.
Who, you know, Jerry hired Phil. And Jerry was, I think, taken aback by it, but he respected it, and him and Mitch walked out, and they never went back in. That, and I've heard Jerry talk about this before, when Phil and Jeannie began to date, I think Jerry thought, well, there's the end of that straight line. If the coach has a direct relationship with ownership, in this case Jeannie, what do they need me for? And I don't think Jerry felt needed. And that was the beginning of the end, and he went to Memphis. Mychal, did you understand it that way?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the way I kind of understand it, too. And I can understand if he thought that Jeannie and Phil's relationship would be a little complicated for him, for his taste. But the one that I just didn't understand, Mason, I still don't understand to this day, is how could you kick Jerry West out of your locker room? He's the reason why the Lakers were the Lakers, why Showtime was built, why Dr. Buss and the Lakers had so much success. He is Mr. Laker, and you tell him he can't come in the locker room? That's just inexcusable.
Well, and Mace, something to think about here, too. Keep in mind, those are conflicting ideologies. Phil came from, hey, I protect the team. You, Jerry, worry about the club. Strangely, Jerry was his GM in Chicago, different Jerry Krause. And nobody respected him, and they didn't like him. And I think Phil lumped Jerry West in with Jerry Krause, which was not fair, but that's what happened.
Totally different franchises, the way they conduct business. That's why I can't understand how Phil could conflict the two and think they were both the same. It's totally different. The way
I mean, the Phil way wouldn't fly today because there's so much collaboration now in front offices. Coaches collaborate with general managers.
As there should be.
With scouts. That's the way it should be.
Yes.
I mean, we've got Jeannie, Rob, Kurt, Linda, Magic. Still talks to Phil Jackson. I mean, we've got a collaboration, collaborative.
The more
experience.
communication, the better. That's what marked Jackson's downfall in Golden State was. He didn't want management around, management and ownership. You can't do that. And Joe Lacob, that's his team. He if I own the business, I have a right to go wherever I want to go in any business, right, Mace?
Yeah, I mean, you can't just – I mean, think about it. You can't just put up a wall.
No.
It sounds like exactly what Phil Jackson did. He said basically, you're there, we're here, this is our thing.
Yeah.
You make decisions off season or roster decisions, all that stuff, but we're the team. And he's the club. Is that the way it was?
Yeah, Phil said, I've always believed that there was a separation between the club and the team. And it's hard to knock because Phil had great success in Chicago doing it that way.
Yeah, but the Lakers never did it that way.
Right.
But Pat Riley and Jerry West and Jerry Buss, that threesome was very close.
And here's what made things complicated. So Phil brings his philosophy and his way of doing things to the Lakers. In his very first year as the coach, they win the title.
Yep.
So you can't really knock him. He has a system that works for him. But at the same time, you, I know, because you and I have talked for hours about this, have almost an unlimited amount of respect for Jerry West. You,
he's the best.
Shaq, Kobe, Magic, all those dudes. You bring up Jerry West, and those guys will talk forever.
Bill Russell, of course, he's gone now, but Jerry West is the most respected man in the NBA now.
And you could argue the most successful executive in the history of team sports.
Exactly.
And so that's why, Mace, I am encouraging people to watch Legacy. People say, well, I don't want to watch Legacy. It's the approved version of what happened with the Lakers.
Well, I mean,
but as you saw last night,
that's not unfair. But they are letting it rip on this show.
Yeah, as you saw last night, they're not exactly sweeping stuff under the rug.
No,
they're dealing, and I think when it gets to, you can see what's coming.
Yeah, what's coming is the
Jeannie
big
and
magic
Jim,
meltdown, right?
Yeah, and Jeannie and
Jim.
Butting heads, and Jeannie eventually firing him. And I think they're going to cover all of it.
Do they get to the Magic meltdown, do you think, in this, where Magic left and Rob was there and all that stuff, that whole dark period that we had? Is that part of the documentary?
Yes, it goes. My understanding is Legacy goes till the end of the title in the bubble.
Oh, okay.
And Magic quit before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of good
so
stuff
it's going to go. It started when Dr. Buss bought the team, and ends with the title in the bubble, is my understanding. But I've only seen the episodes that you've seen, so I'm not sure yet.
You're John Ireland. You didn't get the entire series in advance like Momo?
Strangely, I got all of Winning Time in advance. I did not get Legacy in advance.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there you go.
By the way, David Kent, the Brit, our representative, is
David Kent, David.
He will be in the game of games.
Well, doesn't he have a ridiculously unfair advantage? He's from Britain.
He'll go last in every.
And is this British trivia?
It's
about the
Queen
Queen.
Elizabeth
Multiple
trivia.
choice about the
Queen Elizabeth. Were you broken up over that, Michael?
Well, I mean, she's 96. She had a full life. So when someone of that age dies, you're sad about it. But, they had a full life.
Yeah, I mean, what a crazy life she had.
Yeah.
What a crazy life she had from a little girl till this. I think that the whole Royals thing, that now that she's gone, is not going to really amount to much. What do you think?
No, I think King Charles and now Prince William, and he takes over. It'll continue because it's
King
part
Charles
of.
is a drip.
Do not speak ill of the crown.
Am I right or am I right?
Yeah,
King
right.
Charles is a drip.
Yeah, you're right. He's kind of dry. But I think the British, they've actually had a poll up about that in Britain about the monarchy and should it continue. And the majority of them say sure. It's part of tradition, history. It's a great tourist attraction, brings in a lot of money for the country.
Hey, Michael, before we get to Bergman, let me ask you a question that I asked these guys yesterday. If I gave you a choice, you could be in the stands for Aaron Judge hitting number 62 or Albert Pujols hitting number 700. What would you pick?
You mean like if I could catch either ball?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. 700 or 62?
Both could. Isn't Pujols sitting on 699 and Judge sitting on
698 for Pujols?
60.
Okay.
Yeah.
98 for Pujols.
And Judge is sitting on 61, right?
Yeah,
Or
61. 61 right now. I think he got 61.
No, 60.
No,
he got
he hit
60.
60. He hit 60 last night.
Oh, okay. Which one would I catch? 62 or 60 or 700? Which one's
Yeah.
more meaningful?
Yeah, to you.
Probably 700.
Oh,
700.
really?
700 because there's only three guys in that club.
And as Jorge pointed out, no Latinos.
Right. You'll be the first one.
The three in the club now are Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, and Babe Ruth.
Which one is more meaningful to you, Mr. Baseball, Steve Mason?
I think it's probably Aaron Judge.
Why?
Because I think this is one we'll talk about for a very long time. He's got a shot at the Triple Crown, which is incredibly rare. And I also think that Aaron Judge feels contemporary and historic. Not that Albert isn't historic, but in the moment, I think Aaron Judge is – I think if you ask this question to the average person, they would say, I want to be there for Aaron Judge, not for Albert Pujols.
I was talking to somebody today. I wish I could remember who it was. And I said, boy, Pujols is going to reach this milestone. He's the greatest Latino player ever. And the person I was talking to knew baseball, and he said, no way. He said, Clemente still is. Is that true, Mace?
Really?
Roberto Clemente. Or Albert Pujols.
Roberto Clemente.
Mm-hmm.
He finished with 3,000 hits
right at 3,000.
Exactly, and then was killed in that plane crash.
Right.
Yeah. Great player. Career cut very short. Certainly in the conversation. Greatest Latino player of all time.
Great defensive outfielder.
Great defensive outfielder.
Which one's greater? Pujols or Clemente? Who's the greatest Latino player?
I think it's Clemente. He was like a comet.
Yeah.
He had a shortish career, but it was cut short. And because he died doing a humanitarian mission, I thought, that adds to sort of the whole, legend of Roberto Clemente.
His body was never found.
No, really.
Because of the plane crash?
Plane crashed in the water, and his body was never recovered.
Wasn't he going to deliver supplies to
Nicaragua, wasn't he?
After an earthquake in Nicaragua. And they overloaded this old DC-3 plane, overloaded the plane just stupidly.
Yep.
Put too much stuff on it.
All right, coming up next for you, happier stuff. Bergman's going to throw a bunch of stuff at us. It is Bobcat time, and in the meantime, let me tell you about the ESPN bundle.
Bobcat.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win a mill.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
The other one got hacked. So the new one is corporate_Greg. Follow now, follow often.
Corporate Greg.
But now it is time for that Bobcat.
Bobcat.
It's time for Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Bobcat time. Take it away, Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Chris and Amanda. I do like the way Amanda says that. Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg. All right, so NBA TV sent out a video on Twitter today of Muggsy Bogues. I don't really know why they did it, but, you know, Muggsy was great, and I really liked him when he was young because I was small too. But sure. Muggsy was 5'3" in his playing days and was legitimately a good player. Do you think that someone 5'3" could play in today's game at a high level?
It's easier now because the game is
easier.
So perimeter-oriented. When Muggsy played, it was a big man's game. Slow it down half court, get the ball inside to Alonzo Mourning and all these guys. But now the game is all spread wide open. It's all about wing players. So, yeah, if someone's as good as Muggsy, they definitely could play in the league.
When I was a Clipper announcer, they had a guy named Earl Boykins who was 5'5".
Yeah.
And nobody could check him. He's
How
too
tall
quick.
was Spud?
5'7".
Yeah. But Muggsy
I mean,
was only
think about it.
5'3".
Yep.
Wow.
There's not because of it's become a perimeter shooting game. It's less a big man game than it's ever been. So I think it's probably easier for a guy. If a guy's an electric shooter and is shooting, you know, those shots that Steph does and those shots that Dame Lillard does from way deep, I don't see why a short guy couldn't do it.
Definitely, because like I said, there are no more big men slowing the game down anymore, just a couple of them. So, yeah, it's all about spread the court and let it fly.
Huh, so they can. All
Yeah.
right. Fair enough.
Bobcat.
All right, so Reddit/r/roast me is a Reddit page that can just be absolutely brutal.
Nice.
You post a picture of yourself and tell people to roast your pictures, and they can say whatever they want. So some of the comments are hilariously brutal, and some are so rough that they absolutely cannot be read on the air. But can we post a picture of at least one of you and see how badly you get roasted?
Okay,
No,
when you
what
say
would be
roasted,
the point of that?
It would
I
be
mean,
very funny for
what
me.
would be we be
Like,
roasted?
I would
why don't you
laugh.
put your own picture
Well, no,
on
because I don't
there?
want to get roasted.
Well, it would be very funny.
I'm very
to you.
sensitive, Ireland.
Tell me this. Hang on. Tell me this premise. So you put a picture of yourself up, and then what happens?
So you put a picture of yourself up and you put r/roast me like on a piece of paper so they know that it's actually you. And you say, okay, go ahead. Say whatever you want to. And some of these people think that they're like the best looking people in the world, and they just absolutely destroy them. It's very, very funny.
This is a picture I think we should do. When LeBron put out, and I think it's a fake picture, by the way,
I think it's real.
that he completely has shaved his head.
Yeah, I think he shaved his head.
That's fake.
No, I think it's fake. Carlo thinks it's fake. He thinks he saw a filter. But somebody took a picture of Mason at the end of the Ram-Buffalo game.
Yes!
And made him bald. Let's send that one.
Oh, the one where I'm bald.
Yeah, because Mason loves attention, and that will get tons of attention.
Yeah, so Bergman, you
go
know
to
which
the
one it is,
Mafia,
right?
and you'll see it.
And then I can post it?
Yeah, and just say, go ahead.
I'm gonna
Go
say,
ahead, roast me.
Oh, I can't wait.
Come at
I'm
me.
going to read some of them when they actually get all done.
Yeah.
It's going to be so
There you go.
Yeah, as Jorge would say, come at me. Let's go.
So if you
Reddit.
want to say come at me, can I just use a picture of you? Like take a picture, you're at home, take a picture with a piece of paper that says r/roast me, and we'll
Why
put
not
that up.
use the- why
No,
not
use the one we're talking about. It'll get
because
more...
that one's ridiculous.
No, but that's what we want.
Yeah.
We want to get...
So you're saying put a real
a
picture
real
up there.
picture and see what people
Oh,
actually
no,
have
then
to say
Mason
with
will
you.
just get all insecure about his looks.
yeah.
Send
No,
the
I
one
don't.
where
I
he's...
don't.
where
Do
he's
you
bald.
really think I care?
There are some
Send
guys
the
out
one.
there.
Send the one where he's bald. That'll
Okay,
be funny.
I'll get that.
There are some guys out there you can do that, and you just can't roast them because they're too good looking. I mean, what are you going to say about Cristiano Ronaldo? What are you going to say about Rick Fox?
People will find things to say.
Oh,
about
yeah,
Cristiano
people
Ronaldo?
will.
Like what? Oh, you're too pretty?
Yeah, what are you going to say about Rick Fox?
Yeah, what are you going to say about Rick Fox?
I don't have anything to say, but the people
That's
on
what
the
I'm
site
saying.
do. Well, they
Yeah,
have
no,
things to
people
say.
will just be mean for the sake of being mean. That's
Yes.
what Reddit is. It's meanness for the sake of being mean, Mike.
I don't know what they could say about Rick Fox or The Rock or Ronaldo, though.
Yeah, go ahead and put my picture up there. Let's read the results tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, John's better looking anyway.
Oh.
Bobcat.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so we're familiar with those chicken sandwich wars between, two different, restaurants.
Popeyes,
exactly.
Wendy's,
So
Chick-fil-A.
I came across this on Twitter, and Panda Express is testing the new original orange chicken sandwich for $5.95. Do you guys think this will work? Orange chicken sandwich.
No, I eat at Panda a lot, and I eat their orange chicken. You cannot put it in a sandwich.
Right.
It can't hang with Popeyes
Why
or
did they stop-
Chick-fil-A or no.
Why did they stop making General Tso's chicken? Man, I love
General
that stuff.
Tso's?
Why
General
did
Tso's.
they? Why did they?
I don't. Yeah, they were there. I had it on the menu for a while and they stopped making it. You ever had General Tso's chicken? Oh, it's so good.
You know, was it Panda?
Yeah, it was for a while.
Yeah, I like the orange chicken and pan. I don't want it in a sandwich. I mean, I want a spicy sandwich. I'll tell you who does a really good one. Red Chicks, who's one of our sponsors.
Yeah, they were at the golf tournament.
Oh, yeah.
They do a killer spicy chicken sandwich. Right up there with Popeyes and all those other guys. So, yeah, Red Chicks is a good spot to go. I don't want orange chicken in my sandwich.
Yeah,
It doesn't work
that
for
sounds
me.
like it's
I
just
don't
going to
want
make a
sweetness
mess.
in my dinner.
Amen.
Go get your sheets dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would spill everywhere.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man, it's so true. All right, so DJ Trunks on Twitter sent me this today. AMC theaters are going to be playing Amazon's Thursday Night Football on their big screens. Would you go to this to watch, and what do you think of the idea?
Well, I don't know if I go to that to watch because I have a great TV at home and I'm very comfortable at home. But I'll give you an example of what I would do if AMC and Mace. Maybe this is a way to give a punch in the arm to the theater business.
Yeah.
I don't get the Pac-12 network. I wouldn't mind
yeah.
watching the USC game this weekend with a bunch of people. If they put it on display in one of their theaters, I'd go in there.
I mean, it's interesting. Movie theaters they've changed over the years. They've changed while I was owning them for sure. And, you would play, they plays, you play concerts, you play all kinds of stuff. So I don't see why football would be any different. I think you would pull a crowd for football. And weirdly, I've heard a lot of people say, and this seems weird to us, but we've lived lives of privilege. That people don't have Amazon. They can't see the game. So at a movie theater, you could go see the game.
Can't you just tap an app and get the Amazon?
Yeah, Mace, you can buy the even if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can buy the games for $8.95.
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Who wants
you can
to
buy
pay
pay-per-view?
for that though?
$10
what's the
for
difference?
an NFL game? Sign me up.
Yeah, don't you pay to go to a game
If they
anyway?
gave me
at Birdwood?
$10, Greg, if I could watch the USC game this weekend for $10, I'd pay it.
Zero chance. A UCLA. If I had to pay $10 to watch the UCLA game, there's zero chance I would
Well,
watch it.
by the way,
Since
all
we're
you're
talking
talking
about
are
this,
not
find me a
going
link,
either.
would you please?
Right. I might be able to help you out there.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
FIFA 23 is doing something really cool. They're going to allow you to play as AFC Richmond from Ted Lasso in the game. Ted Lasso is such an incredible phenomenon, and
Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart, and ending after 3 years is kind of rough. But if your likeness could be put into anything that you wanted to be put into, what would you put your likeness into?
I want to be murdered on Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, I want to, or like the new one is what called
House of the
Dragon. Yeah, I want to do something stupid. Like I think it'd be really fun to play like a Ramsay Bolton kind of character that was just a jerk.
Oh, he
and
was
then
a
he'd get
terrible
what didn't Ramsay Bolton Mace get eaten by wolves?
His
Yes,
own wolves.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sansa Stark put him in the dungeon with the wolves. I'd want to do that. Oh, come on. 20 years ago.
Years ago.
Michael, would you want to be put on Top Gun as one of the fighter pilots?
Oh, definitely. Top Gun for a movie, for a TV show. I'd want to be one of Fred's boys so I could argue with Aunt Esther.
On Sanford and Son.
On Sanford and Son. That'd be fun. But yeah, Top Gun, oh, definitely.
I don't want a guest star. I want to lead.
Well,
I
of
want my
course.
image to be as a leading actor,
Okay.
not as somebody
so
who just dies.
what role do you want? You want to be the new James Bond?
No, because it's a 14-year commitment.
Yeah, so what? Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm not going to be the new James Bond. The new James Bond is big, but I mean, you got to make 5 movies in 12 years.
Yeah, but
that's why some people are turning it down.
You get $30 million a movie, Mace.
Yeah, no, it's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good deal. I would probably take it. I'll tell you, Tom Hardy just won some UFC or some kind of jiu-jitsu tournament. He would be a great James Bond, wouldn't he?
Could Tom Cruise do it, or is he too known for other parts?
I think he's too Mission Impossible
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
James Bond.
Plus, he's too little.
Can I spoil the last James Bond movie?
Well, what?
Which one?
I mean, people know by now, right?
No Time to Die,
Oh, that was
which
horrible.
is Daniel Craig's last movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what happens at the end, right?
No, I quit halfway through. That's so
Do
stupid.
you know what happens at the end, John?
I do. I think you can say it.
Yeah, it's been out long enough.
go ahead.
It's been a couple of years.
He dies.
Yeah, so I mean, you
James
can go
Bond dies?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
go anywhere with the new
What?
Bond.
I was shocked when James Bond died in that movie.
And it wasn't very eventful how he died. I mean, it was like.
So that means if James Bond was killing a movie, you can't bring Idris Elba or these guys to do
Yeah,
it.
you can.
No, you can because it's going to be a brand new Bond universe.
Oh, I see.
I mean, they were thinking about it, Michael. They were already.
But you
Sean
can't be
Connery,
James Bond.
Roger Moore. Well,
Yeah.
those guys were all James Bond.
Yeah,
but-
you
but-
can be James Bond.
No, but Idris can't be James Bond because James Bond was just killed. So
No,
he can't,
but
his
you-
name can't be James Bond.
Suspend your disbelief. They're going to make another movie, another series of movies with another guy. It doesn't matter that Daniel Craig died at the end of No Time to Die.
But James Bond's character was killed, right?
Yeah,
Right,
but
but
that
this
doesn't
is a
mean
new-
anything. It's
this
like
is a
Fast
new-
and the Furious. They killed off a bunch of those dudes, and then they just came back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate
Yeah.
that movie, by the way. All that speeding around, no cop
Oh,
in sight to
it's
get
so
him attacked.
cool.
You know, come on.
It's
you
such
pull
a-
out,
those
you
are
pull out
such
of here
great
doing 40
movies.
miles an hour, you get pulled over so fast.
Michael, we can talk, but you don't even get you park wherever you want downstairs. You don't even get a ticket. Yeah.
I want to be next to Danny Rojas.
Football is life.
That's my likeness.
Football is life.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Next to Danny Rojas, teammates.
Bobcat.
All right, last one.
Or you
We'll
could
do-
be Pedro and that
Exactly.
vote for Pedro.
I can
Napoleon
throw this
Dynamite
football
2.
over this mountain.
All right, so a little kick it off the planet. I just tried to find 2 NBA players that are not similar, but young stars.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum or Luka Doncic.
Oh, Tatum, man. Luka's a stud.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
also
Tatum's
kicked Tatum
great.
off.
Luka might win multiple MVPs.
Yeah.
So if I said Steph or Luka,
Well,
Steph
Steph's
is
so much
34,
older.
Luka's
Is
22.
it for the now
it's
or is
forever.
it for
It's forever.
It's for the ever?
It's forever.
Then I
Yeah,
would
one's
go
kicked off
Luka.
the planet.
I'd go Luka because he's younger.
Yeah.
So you're kicking Steph off?
I would kick Steph off the planet for Luka.
The game changed because of Steph.
If my job is to win games in the future, Steph has got fewer games than Luka has left.
Yep. And Luka, if Luka would ever lose weight, I don't think you could guard him.
I know.
I
He's
mean,
tough enough already being fat.
Yeah. And he admits he's fat.
Yeah.
So, but I think Luka's going to be first team All NBA for 10 years.
Long time.
Bobcat.
Way to go, Sacramento.
I think he's that good. I know. Sacramento took Marvin Bagley instead of him.
Oh, God.
That's your friend Vladdy. Did Vladdy show up in Maui?
No, because he wasn't on Showtime.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He came after. Okay.
All right, coming up next for you, how often do you flip somebody off, and what is the level of offensiveness involved? We'll do that coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread. Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Ireland on 710 ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sedano and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
Going to the game tonight, Mace.
What's that?
Going to the Dodger game tonight.
Oh, nice.
I don't even tell my son to leave me a ticket. You know why?
Why?
When he leaves me a ticket, where I park in the B lot, Jorge, you got to walk all the way down to Will Call, about half a mile away. I said, you know what? I'm just going to walk up to the B gate and buy my ticket up there and save myself
so you'll
half
pay
a mile
money
walk. Get in.
just to save yourself a half-mile walk. That's very Mychal.
By the time I
Why
go
is
on
it
the
electronic, though? Shouldn't it be electronic at this point? He can just send you a ticket.
Yep, true that.
Well, still,
you don't have to go.
Yeah,
down to Wilson anymore.
he should just. You can text tickets or.
No, I asked him.
That way.
I asked him. He says, "No, I got to pick him up from the Will Call." So
That's-
by the time I get to the Will
He's
Call,
messing
walk
with
to
you.
my seat, Greg, I'm like exhausted.
Now, do people
So
know
forget
who
this.
you are when you go to a game?
Oh yeah. Everybody's a Laker fan at Dodger Stadium, man. They definitely remember you. It's fun.
Boy, Trace has found his way, huh?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so let me ask you guys a question. So last night, they're playing doubleheader. Mookie Betts is playing in both games.
Well, he just pinched it in the first game.
Okay, but in the second game, he dove for a ball. He caught it.
Right.
And he popped right back up, which was fine. Mason's big on, look, the only thing that matters is the postseason. Like, if a guy's throwing a perfect game after 5 innings, Mason pulls him. Yeah.
Screw it. I want him ready for October,
All right,
Michael. It's about October. It's not about August.
All right, so Mace, if it's about October and not about August.
Yes.
You tell Mookie Betts to stop diving for balls?
No, I think you got to play the game the right way.
Right.
Well, isn't playing the game the right way leaving a guy in who's throwing a perfect game after 5 innings?
6 innings.
No, not at all.
He's only got 12 more outs, Mace.
Mookie should play enough that he feels fresh. Pitchers should throw enough that they stay in rhythm. But I don't care at this point about a no-hitter, a perfect game. I know they pulled Max Scherzer, which was the right thing to do. He was just off the injured list. 68 pitches is about right for him. But, I mean, teams are focused on October. Now, should Mookie dive for a ball? I don't know. I think probably you're more careful. I wouldn't tell him to not dive for a ball.
If a guy has a perfect game going into the 7th, say after 6, you only got, 9 more batters to face if he's throwing a perfect game, right? Only 9 more?
He was gone 3 weeks with an oblique injury.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about
They pulled him after 63 pitches, even though it was a perfect game, but it makes sense because if he irritates that oblique by throwing too many pitches, they could lose him for big games in October.
What if a guy is fully healthy and he's got a perfect game going in late September? What do you do?
Depends. Are we in the playoffs or not?
Yeah, in the playoffs, and he's just finished 6, and he's only faced the minimum amount of batters, and he's got a low pitch count. Then what?
Then you let him go. If he's got a low pitch count, you let him go. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to pitch count. Like, it's funny, we did Travis Rogers is on my Culture Pop podcast right now. He told a story about how he threw 149 pitches in the game when he was pitching for UCSB. I mean, there was a time when nobody focused on pitch counts, but right now it's all about pitch counts. And I would imagine that right now it's scientific from front offices how to get this thing ready for the postseason.
So if nobody focused on pitch counts 30, 40 years ago, why does Steve Carlton, how's he go 27 complete games if pitch counts was so important?
Hey, Burt Blyleven, 60 complete game shutouts.
Right.
Yeah, that'll
60 complete game shutouts.
By the way, what we're talking about, I forgot to tell you guys. I remember, Mace, I told you that Facing Nolan, the documentary, was out a couple of weeks ago. Today, it came out on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you can watch it for free.
And it's called
Facing Nolan. It's about Nolan Ryan. And you talk, Michael, he never came out of games.
I know.
I mean, he would pitch 300 innings a year.
I think Warren Spahn said the more you pitch, the stronger your arm becomes because you get used to it, Mace.
Well, you know, science has disproved that.
Oh, please. Science. Please.
I'm with Michael.
Look,
Science.
We were talking about that over. We were talking about that over in Maui about this load management now with this current era of NBA players. All of us old timers just scoff at that garbage.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I mean, AC Green played every game for 12 years.
It was fine. That's unbelievable.
The world has changed, guys.
The
worst.
Mace,
no more covered wagons.
I want to hear your question about flipping people off because I'm interested in that. But let me jump this in here first because I can't talk about it with Sedano and Cap. They'll take it as too serious.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that Robert Sarver today announced he's going to sell the team?
Yes, thank God.
We got a bet. Tell them our bet.
Okay, Mace, I say the eventual sales price will be closer to $2 billion. Michael says it'll be closer to $3 billion.
Yes.
Who's right?
Let's see. The Clippers sold for $2 billion.
2.2.
And that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, but that's in L.A. That's in a big market.
I think Michael's right. I think it's going to be closer to $3 billion.
That's fine. But you know what I think is interesting? Adam Silver didn't get rid of Robert Sarver. He just suspended him for a year. It was the players. It's when
absolutely.
LeBron and Chris Paul jumped in, and then Draymond Green had his podcast dropped yesterday. And here's what Draymond said. Did you beep this, by the way, Jorge or Funch? This needs to be beeped. Okay, here's what Draymond Green said.
I do think it's absolutely insane that Robert Sarver is just going to receive a 1-year ban and $10 million fine and just return to the sidelines next year and return to the building next year. It actually goes against everything that the NBA stands for. The NBA stands for inclusion. The NBA stands for diversity. The NBA definitely stands against bigotry and racism. And I commend Adam Silver, our commissioner, and the entire staff at the league office for the stands that they have taken over the years. I don't think there's been any other organization or league that supports their players like the NBA supports us. But for everything that the NBA stands against and stand for, this report that came out last week is the total opposite of everything that the NBA stands for. And so to think that someone like Robert Sarver that's acting in that manner can continue to represent us, that's bullshit. You can't continue to represent way more people than yourself with those views, with speaking to people the way he did, with treating African Americans and women the way he has. That's not okay.
Okay, so Mace, in this particular case, didn't the players dictate Sarver selling the team?
Oh, no question. I mean, when LeBron came out, when Chris Paul came out, when the NBA Players Association came out and said this cannot stand, it was absolutely player-driven.
All right, so Michael, here's my question. If Mace is right, and I think he is, why can't the NFL do this to Dan Snyder?
That's a good question.
I mean, Dan
did he
Snyder
have the same
is,
type of behavior?
Yeah, Dan Snyder is basically Robert Sarver in an NFL
Except,
suit.
do we know the facts of Dan
Oh,
Snyder?
yeah, read all the reports. I've read all the Washington Post stories.
And is Snyder and Sarver the only owners who behave this way? Now you're starting to open up stuff.
That's the key.
You've now
And
got us somewhere.
And let me ask you and Mason this question, this serious question. Since we heard from Draymond Green and his stance on this and his attitude and his feelings about this, Miles Bridges, you know who he is, right?
Right. Yeah,
you know what he did, Mace?
No.
He's accused of domestic violence.
Accused. He beat the crap out of his girlfriend.
Right. And
so
to their credit, Charlotte flat out released him after an all-star season.
So do the players feel the same way about Miles Bridges, one of their peers? Should he be allowed to ever play in the NBA again?
It's a good question.
No, that's not a good question. He better not be back in this league.
I would
he beat the crap out of his girl.
I would equate it to Trevor Bauer in Major League Baseball. Is Trevor Bauer, Mace, ever going to pitch again in the major leagues?
I don't think he is.
So I think Miles Bridges and Trevor Bauer are pretty good
But
comps.
I wonder if the players would speak out against Miles Bridges the way they did Sarver. That's what I want to see.
Well,
Any hypocrisy
Miles Bridges
there.
got what he deserved. He got cut.
Yeah, he's cut right now, but there's a chance someone might sign him down the road after he does his penance. Who knows?
Who thinks? Joe Mixon got away with it.
Yeah, let me say something about the Sarver thing. I thought it was the biggest screw-up of Adam Silver's career as a commissioner. You can't, and take something really simple from that report. Use the N-word 5 documented times. You know what?
After he was told the first time, you can't say it.
Yeah, if you use the N-word once or 5 times, you've used it 100 or 500 times.
Does that count for players too?
Meaning?
Don't be naive. They use the N-word.
Okay, but
Michael, that's a whole different conversation.
I always hear that crap.
Yeah, I know you do.
I can't
but
stand it.
that's
I can't
a
stand it.
whole
I don't care
different
what race is using it. It sounds terrible.
Well, Mace, it's not as different of a conversation as you think. But here's how it is different. I thought Adam Silver, when you say I love Adam Silver. I think he's a great commissioner. But when he was asked, I think it was our buddy Howard Beck that asked him, hey, Adam, you know that if I did any of this, or if anybody in this room did any of this, and frankly, if any employee of any NBA team behaved like Robert Sarver, we'd all be fired. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what Jorge found. This is exactly what Silver said.
I think everybody in this room would agree that if any of us had said or done even a small percentage of the things that Robert Sarver has been shown to have said and done, we would be fired. And I assume that anybody working at Olympic Tower, if they had done even a percentage of that, would be fired. And anybody who worked for any of your 30 teams would easily be fired. Why would there be a different standard? And understanding the complications of removing an owner, why should there be a different standard for the owner of an NBA team than there would be for everybody who works in this league?
Fair question. I don't say, you alluded to it, Howard, that there are particular rights here of someone who owns an NBA team as opposed to somebody who's an employee. The equivalent of a $10 million fine and a 1-year suspension, I don't know how to measure that against a job, but I have certain authority by virtue of this organization, and that's what I exercised. I don't have the right to take away his team. I don't want to rest on that neat legal point because, of course, there could be a process to take away someone's team in this league. It's very involved. And I ultimately made the decision that it didn't rise to that level. But to me, the consequences are severe here on Mr. Sarver. Reputationally, it's hard to even make those comparisons to somebody who commits an inappropriate act in the workplace in somewhat of an anonymous fashion versus what is a huge public issue now around this person. So there's no neat answer here. I mean, it's other than owning property, the rights that come with owning an NBA team, how that's set up within our Constitution, what it would take to remove that team, from his control is a very involved process. And it's different than holding a job. It just is when you actually own a team. It's just a very different proposition.
All right, so I would have answered that question this way. When Howard asked it that way, I would say it's incumbent upon the owner of a team to be more responsible than an employee.
Sure.
Because the owner
sets the tone,
hires and fires everybody.
Yep.
And so I think Adam swung and missed at that pitch, but I wonder, and I'm curious what you two guys think. I wonder if Silver knew, if I set this process in motion, if I set this thing up and say, year suspension, $10 million fine, the blowback when we release this report, because he did it on the same day, the blowback when I release this report and public opinion gets a hold of this report is that the guy is going to run. He's going to sell. You think he knew?
Probably, yeah. He knew PayPal started pulling out some other sponsors, so eventually that was going to happen.
Players, and Mace, as you point out, LeBron, who's kind of sets the tone for the league, and Chris Paul, who's on his own team.
And by the way, I don't know why Silver couldn't take the team the way he did with Donald Sterling. He took the team from Donald Sterling and forced him to sell. Why couldn't he do that with Sarver?
There's a difference. He banned Sterling for life.
Yeah, but Shelley still owned it.
Shelley took the team out from under it.
Right.
But he banned him for life without taking his team. I think the right thing happened here. I think that him announcing today he's going to sell the team is – and by the way, did you see how quickly Adam Silver came out today, Mace?
What did he say?
Oh, he came out and he said, I fully 100% support Robert Sarver's decision to sell the team. It is the right step for the community and the league. Like he said, it was basically, thank God we're getting rid of this Bobo. But I honestly believe it was the players, LeBron, Chris Paul, Draymond, those guys, players and sponsors who made this happen. And I just wonder why it can't happen to Dan Snyder. Two different sports, but I don't know why.
Yeah. Maybe the owners are tighter and richer and all that stuff. In the players don't have as much power in the NFL. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Players in the NBA have got a lot of power. LeBron has power. Chris Paul has power. The NBA Players Association has got power. I mean, and they're not afraid to speak up. I mean, we know that when Donald Sterling was owned the Clippers, and that team contemplated not showing up, not playing a game, because Donald Sterling was still the owner. I mean, it's a player-driven league, and the NFL is not. It is not player-driven. It is owner-driven.
No, we found that out today.
Yep. All right, coming up next for you, flipping people off. Is it offensive? Is it as offensive as it used to be? We'll do that coming up. Don't forget, at 3:30 today, a chance to win dinner with me, Bergman, and Jorge at Islands, at a local Islands restaurant. We love Islands, so good. Cheddar cheese fries dipped in ranch dressing, one of my favorite meals. We'll do that at 3:30 today. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
And they did get beaten. They did get beat handily by Arizona. So it's
Not
not a game
there.
that you sleep on.
Not
oh,
there.
is that here?
That was at SoFi.
Like
They got-
42-28 or something like
was,
that?
they got their doors blown.
That was
at
when Arizona
SoFi.
was like 7-1 or something.
Right, and then they went down to Arizona and won, and then the Rams dominated them at SoFi in the playoffs. So
Oh,
they
in the
played
playoffs
three
they
times
were
last year, and the Rams were 2-1.
So, do you ever flip somebody off?
Can't remember the last time I did. No.
So I did a little research on, because this is what I do with my time, especially last week when I had COVID and I was just sitting around. Ancient Greece is when the middle finger got popular.
Okay.
It was highlighting the phallic nature of a single raised finger sticking out from the center of the fist. Then the Romans called the middle finger the digitus imputigus.
Well said.
Offensive, indecent figure. Then it disappeared during the Middle Ages, came back because of baseball. An ornery American baseball player named Charles Hoss Radburn immortalized the gesture by being the first person to be photographed, giving it during a team picture.
Okay.
So what is the level? Because, like, I got flipped off when? Before I got COVID, I got flipped off one day because I was driving. And I thought,
what'd you do?
Do you deserve it?
I flipped him off back.
What did you do to get flipped off?
Yeah.
Did you cut somebody off?
No, it was one of those deals where you let somebody's trying to come into your lane,
Yeah.
and you're like at a light, and they want a little extra space to cut in front. I'm like, and I didn't give him the space, so he flipped me off. I flipped him off right back.
You're mean, Mace. You wouldn't let him in.
I would not let him in. No,
I hate people like you.
I would. Oh, come on,
You
Michael.
see the guy or the lady's trying to move over, just let him in.
Yeah, no. Anyway, this is a flipping off situation. So, when was the last time you flipped somebody off, Michael?
Oh, my God, that's a great question, Mace. I don't think I've ever done it.
Never?
No, I don't curse, and I don't think I've ever been. Obviously, people can upset you, but I just can't do that. That's just such a. Maybe I did it when I was a teenager, but I really cannot remember doing it ever to anyone.
Yeah, I do it as a joke to my friends on the golf course.
Yeah, but do it in anger. I'm talking about doing it in anger.
I haven't done it in anger, maybe ever.
Did you do it in a joking way, though?
Yeah,
Me?
sure.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I sent an emoji because I was to Jimmy Peterson because I was doing something. And
You
we
know
were just
how to
goofing.
send emojis?
Yes,
yeah.
It's impressive.
I took a course.
Michael
I
is
took
a quality texter. He sent me 26 videos from the Showtime Lakers
Oh,
Reunion
really?
in Hawaii. They were great.
Yeah, I took a course on it, how to do emojis.
What are the odds that we get Mychal Thompson into the Mason and Ireland Mafia?
I don't know if he could. I mean, I can't even figure it out.
Yeah, you're also lost in it. It's where everything's happening.
When
now.
you get back in studio, Can you make it a column on my tweet deck?
I will do that.
If you
I will
make
do
it a
that.
column on my tweet deck, I'll start engaging
Okay.
more.
Cool.
Are you a flipper offer, Mace?
Yeah, I am. I don't, but it's usually in a joking. It's with the exception of that driver.
Yeah.
It's usually in a joking fashion.
Now,
And
suppose
we flip each other off in the studio sometimes.
But see, Mace, it's dangerous to flip people off because they may
You
they
never
may
know
snap.
Yeah, you never know if they're
yeah, but if they
psychotic.
flip me off first, I'm allowed to flip off. That's the flip off decorum.
Or hey,
isn't
what
it?
about you?
What about me?
Flipping people off.
Oh, yeah, it happens often.
Often?
Often?
Yeah.
When you're
I just
driving?
leave
When's the last time you did it?
Yesterday.
To who?
While I was driving, too.
And did
Carlos-
some
There
guy
you
cut
go.
you off?
Carlos in
And,
the car.
Some guy
No,
cut you off?
No, they didn't want to let me in.
Oh, okay. You sure it wasn't Mason?
No, I'm
All
positive
right.
it wasn't me.
What about you, Bergman?
Yeah, I do it all the time, and I did it in the car this morning.
Really?
It's absolutely something. It's a great use of your finger.
It is. Yeah, that finger is so all-purpose. It really is. It can be a joke. It can be mean. It can be angry. It can be funny. It can be all those things.
Would you do it to a woman or just the guys?
I think I would do it just to a guy.
Brenda
I don't
flipped me
think
off
I'd flip
yesterday.
a woman.
Brenda
did?
flip you off?
Yeah.
Good for
A
her.
woman did?
Like her more.
If she flips you off, do you flip her back off?
Sometimes, yeah, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you watch the stream of the show, I've gotten caught on
doing other
YouTube and Twitch and all those ones, either flipping somebody off or making another gesture that Jorge knows, and I've actually had to adjust and get rid of that gesture altogether, right, Jorge?
That's right.
Just
when the cameras are rolling.
We work for Disney. Don't get fired.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so speaking of joking, Dustin Johnson, the golfer,
yes,
was at a live tournament last week, and some
Okay.
guy in his press conference asked him something completely out of the blue. I want you guys to tell me if this is funny or if it's just stupid. All right? Listen to this.
DJ Keely Johnson, drunk by the turn. As an avid fisherman, I was just wondering, I always wanted to ask you, if you were stranded on an island for the rest of your life, would you rather take your fishing pole or Paulina if you had one choice?
I can't answer that question.
Okay. That's probably the best answer.
All right, so he's I'm either married to or
they got married.
has 2 kids with Paulina Gretzky,
They got married.
who's a real looker, Wayne's daughter. So he asked, would you rather, if you got stuck on a desert island, would you rather have Paulina or your fishing pole? Good question or stupid, Mace?
Funny question.
I
Put him
liked
on the
it.
spot. I
Yeah.
thought it was a funny question. Quirky. He's a fisherman. He's married to like one of the hottest women out there, apparently. So giving him that Sophie's Choice is actually kind of funny. I applaud the reporter. I think that was a nice way to loosen up the proceedings.
Well, you need the fishing pole, otherwise how are you going to eat?
That's right.
But can't you make a fishing pole?
I think you
Where
can
you going to
make
get the
a
line
fishing
from?
Find a string somewhere.
String? How do you, what,
From
you
a
shoot?
coconut.
Yeah, on Gilligan's Island, they always figured it out.
Yeah, they always did.
All right, the other thing that I wanted to run by you guys is, did you ever notice that when Chris Collinsworth worked with Al Michaels, he would slide in at the beginning of the broadcast? Did you guys even know about that?
Yeah, like
Collinsworth slide.
he had a wheeled chair and he would sort of slide into
Yeah,
the
Al
shot.
Michaels would do like a monologue, and then he'd say, "We bring in Chris Collinsworth," and he would slide in
Really?
on his
I never
chair
noticed that.
like this. And everybody is apparently all freaked out because he's not doing it with Mike Tirico. So Kay Adams has a new podcast, and she had Collinsworth on. And to say that he's put too much thought into this would probably be an understatement. Here's why he doesn't do the slide anymore.
I got to ask you, indulge me and millions of NFL fans, what happened to the slide?
Okay, so here's the basics of what happened, all right? So when Al Michaels was my partner,
Yes.
Al Michaels did an opening monologue, right? He came on by himself,
Yes.
and that's what Al has done for the last 20 years. So I'm not changing that. You just do that, right? You just do your opening monologue, and then I'll So they tell me to sit. Look at this thing. So they tell me to sit on the desk. They tell me to sit on the desk, and they put a piece of tape, believe it or not, Kay, between my legs, and they put it on the desk, and they say, "All right, straddle that piece of tape right there." Okay. So I straddle that piece of tape and I sit in there just like I'm going to be talking now. And so then the cameraman comes over there and he looks at, and so Al's going to do his opening monologue. So they shoot a solo shot of him. And he goes, "Chris, get your ass out of the frame. What are you doing? Get out of the way." So I go, "Well, you told me to sit on the piece of tape. What do you mean get out of the way?" So I'm like, I go, "Okay." So he goes, "Just lean out of the picture. Your shoulders in the picture." So I go, "Okay." So I just lean like that to get out of the picture. And so then Al comes on and he does it. So, welcome to, we're Lambeau Field today, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, da-da-da-da-da. And let's welcome in my partner, Chris Collinsworth. So then I go, so then I just slide in. So then I still have my legs between the piece of tape. And so that's how the whole thing got started. And somebody made like a meme out of it or did something, I don't know. And then it started to become a thing. But Mike Tirico doesn't do the opening monologue. So what am I going to do? It's like I'm sitting there. I could lean out and then, but it'd be like stupid. I would like. So what do you do? Do you do it just for effect? Do you do it for? I'll have to do it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll leave that way. As soon as I get finished, maybe I just go that way.
Or maybe you need another entrance. I mean, we'll take thoughts at Up and Adams show. Maybe you could do like what Lady Gaga did.
All right, so basically,
he's
Mace,
put a lot of thought
yes,
into this. That's a very elaborate story.
Yeah, I think you should just bring it back. So Mike Tirico can say, "Welcome, we're sitting here in Cleveland, and here's Chris Collinsworth."
And
I
he
think
slides in.
Slide in, feet up high, like you're going into second base. Why not?
Yeah, I'm for that. It's a tradition,
Right,
unlike any other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so we're giving away spots to this dinner of yours at
That's
Islands?
right.
Okay.
If you want to win dinner with me, Corporate Greg, and Jorge at Islands right now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. We will start with caller number 7, but it's one of them dumb games where you got to guess stuff. So we'll do that coming up next, 877-710-ESPN. In the meantime, let me tell
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sedano and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
So they say to me, we're doing something for Islands and we need an idea. And I said, you know what? Let's get some listeners and me and CG and Jorge will have dinner with them, and we'll pick up the tab and all that stuff. So we're going to do that right now. Island's one of my favorite restaurants. Jack Ireland's very favorite.
Yes,
restaurant.
it is. He's a regular at the Islands in Manhattan Beach.
So I got one of them dumb games, Ireland, where here, I'll tell you what it is. Okay. I'm going to give you a name.
Okay.
You tell me if it's a real island or if I made it up.
Okay, and Mychal and I have not heard this game. We don't know it. So you can use us as lifelines.
Yes.
Okay, you can use Mychal. You only get to use us once each. All right?
Yep.
Here's James in Santa Clarita. He's got the first shot. Hey, James.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man.
All right, here we go.
So the answer is either real or made up, okay?
Okay.
South Lynx Island. South Lynx Island.
Made up.
Correct.
Okay, 1 for 1. How many are there, Mace?
7.
Okay.
Mauritius.
I'd say that one's real.
That is real, yes.
2 for 2.
Cretaceous Isle.
I'd say real.
No, I'm sorry.
Uh.
You can, by the way, you can use that. Mychal, would you have known that?
Yeah, I knew that was made up.
Yeah, that was made up. Yeah, some of these are really obviously made up. Who's next?
John in Marina Del Rey. Hey, John, you're on ESPNLA. Hi.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey,
Good.
man.
All right,
so
here we go.
use Mychal and John if you need to, okay?
And Mychal grew up on an island.
That's right.
So you should use Mychal if you need him, John.
I am the Black Gilligan.
The Black Gilligan. There
All
you
right,
go.
Black Gilligan is available as a lifeline. Go right ahead.
Okay, here we go, man. South Lynx Island.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh. I mean, we can't help you if you're too dumb to listen.
Seriously. And by the way, and check with Mychal and John. That's the whole point.
Well, he was so sure. He sounded so sure.
Let's find another dum-dum.
Kevin in Chatsworth. Hey, Kevin, have you been listening?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
South Lynx Island.
Made up.
Yes. Mauritius.
Real.
Yes. Cretaceous Isle.
Made up.
Correct.
3 for 3.
Scrub Brush Island. Use
gonna
Mychal and
have-
John. Use Mychal and John.
Black Gilligan.
Black Gilligan. Mychal, is there such a place as Scrub Brush Island?
That is made up.
Do you want to go with him?
Yeah, let's go with made up.
It is absolutely made up.
Boom.
Black
Way to
Gilligan
go.
was there for the
Black
save.
Gilligan with the save. You're 4 for 4.
All right, here we go.
Right back.
Macaw.
Real.
Yes, real.
Good job.
All right,
Okay.
2 more, right, Mace?
Yep, 2 more.
Okay.
Hookah Alley Island. Hookah Alley Island. Is that real or did I make it up?
Gonna go
Feel
with
free
John
to
on
use
this
Black
one.
Gilligan if you want.
So go with the skipper, John Allen.
Okay. I know there's a place called Hookah Island. I don't know if Hookah Valley Island. I think it's
Hookah Alley Island.
Hookah Alley Island?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
correct.
so I know there's a hookah. I think it might be real. I would go. If I had to guess, I would go real.
Is that where you're going to go?
You want to try it, Kevin, or you want to go the other way?
Let's go with real.
Completely made it up.
Oh, Kevin, I'm so sorry.
No such thing.
Yeah, the
No
alley.
such thing.
The alley
John
gave
was
it
not
away.
helpful. Hookah Alley. Yeah.
Yeah, Hookah Island is a real thing.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's try one more. Let's get it done.
all right, let's go to Steve in L.A. Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Steve, you been listening?
Yeah, I've been listening.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we
Rattle
go.
these off.
South Lynx Island.
That's made up.
Yes. Mauritius.
That's real.
Yes. Cretaceous Isle.
Made up.
Yes. Scrub Brush Island.
That is made up.
That is correct. Macaw.
Macaw is real.
Yes. Here we go. Hookah Alley Island.
That one is made up.
That is correct. Now, the last one's a little tricky. I want you to use Black Gilligan and the skipper if you need help. Last one is Premuda Island. Premuda Island.
Wait a minute. How do you spell that?
Premuda. Premuda.
I'm going to have to ask
Black
Gilligan?
Yeah.
You know what, Michael? I think I know this.
Okay, but I think I know it too.
I think it's. Do you agree with me that it's real?
Yeah.
I think we both think it's real, Steve. You want to give it a shot?
I agree with you guys. I think it's real.
It is absolutely real. Yes.
It's near like Croatia and Slovenia, right?
It is. Yeah. That's very good. It is near Croatia.
I think there have been a couple of basketball players who have hung out on Bermuda Island.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Hey, Steve, congratulations. You're going to come have dinner with me and Corporate Greg and Jorge at Islands. Thanks for listening, man. We appreciate it.
All right, Steve, hang on. Bergman will get your info. 9-1, Bergman.
Look forward to meeting him and everybody
Nice.
that winds up at dinner with us. That'll be fun. And Islands, for locations and directions, visit islandsrestaurants.com. And we'll do that every Wednesday for the next couple weeks.
Coming up next, they're always interesting. Mychal Thompson's Game of Games.
Yes.
Now, he's bringing in a
British subject,
to play in a game that's about the Queen. So I
Hello,
don't know,
David.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to take David Kent down, but we will try next.
That's coming up next for you, Mason and Ireland, 7:10 a.m.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100. Or play all season long at cover5.com.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with me and Cappy on Sedano and Cap each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join our show league, and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join the Sedano and Cap Show League. So pick 5 games against the spread to win $100. It's really that simple. Or play all season long at cover5.com.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win a mill.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. It is elaborate as it always is with Mychal Thompson. We welcome to the show now a real wanker, David Kent.
You can't call him that.
It's a dosser.
Hi, Dave.
You cannot call me that, mate. That is bang out of order.
Yes, it is very out of order.
I thought I'd start on a good note.
No, David, that's like giving you the middle finger before the game even starts, isn't it?
That's actually dumpable, and it's been dumped.
Wait, you
Really?
dumped it?
Is that a bad?
Oh,
Is that a bad word?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
David, is that a bad word?
David, is that a bad word?
It is. You should be reprimanded for that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, I
All
won't
right.
say it again.
So, Michael, what's our game today?
Today's Game of Games about the Queen. No, not Amanda Brown, the Queen of 710, the late Queen of England. So let's hear what you Yanks know about the Queen. Multiple choice, and we have a British subject joining us today.
Yes.
David, the Earl of Kent.
All right.
Why,
And Kent,
thank you, sir.
Kent, you should go last
All right,
in all the
we'll
questions.
make David go last, and we'll rotate the other ones.
All right, here we go. The Queen was crowned in what year? 1950, 52, or 53?
Jorge.
52.
Greg.
50.
Mace.
52.
I'm going to say 53. David.
52.
53.
Boom!
Oh!
The Queen was born in which year? 25, 24, or 26?
Greg.
25.
Mace.
25.
I think Queen Elizabeth was born in 26. Jorge.
24.
David.
26.
26.
Boom! David's on the board.
How many prime ministers served during the Queen's reign? 12, 16, or 15? How many prime ministers?
Mace.
15.
I'm with Mason. 15. Jorge.
12.
Greg.
15.
David.
15.
15.
All right, a bunch of
Nice.
people got that.
The last British prime minister the Queen met just 3 days before her death is named Liz Truss, Linda Truss, or Lisa Truss.
This one's me. I'll go with, what was the first one?
Liz, Linda, or Lisa?
I'll go Liz. Jorge.
Linda.
Greg.
Liz.
Mace.
Liz.
David.
Liz.
It is Liz.
Boom.
Yeah, didn't he? She met with her like 3 days
3
before
days.
she died.
That's right. Yep.
All right, so the score right now, Ireland 4, David Kent 3, Bergman and Mason 2 each. Hey, Jorge, how's it going over there?
I'm over here.
The Queen's favorite breed of dog was poodles, Dachshunds, or Corgis.
Jorge.
Corgis.
Greg.
Corgis.
Mace.
Corgis.
I also go Corgis. David.
Corgi.
Corgis, yes.
Yeah, that one's too easy. All
Yeah,
right.
we all know that one. She had so many of those corgis running around.
The Queen's birthplace is now a restaurant. What kind of restaurant is it? Italian, Moroccan, or Chinese?
Greg.
Chinese.
Mace.
I'm with Bergman. Chinese.
I think it's weird that you just threw out Moroccan. I'll go
That is
Moroccan.
weird. Good point.
Jorge.
Italian.
David.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go with Moroccan.
It is Chinese.
Yeah!
All right, so Mace is on the board. Greg is on the board. All right, so it's Jorge, did you guess Chinese?
No, I did not.
Okay, so here's the score. Ireland 5, Kent, Mason, and Bergman 4, and Jorge 1.
The Queen's favorite soccer team was Manchester U, Arsenal, or Manchester City. City, U, or Arsenal?
This one is Mace.
City.
I'm going to go Manchester United. Jorge.
Man U.
Greg.
City.
David.
Man U.
Arsenal.
Oh, we all missed it.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the one that Stan Kroenke owns, I think, right? Arsenal?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
The Queen was the only person in the UK who did not need a passport, a driver's license, or a bank account.
Okay, this one is
Is this just true, false, Michael?
No. This is one of those three.
Passport, driver's license,
Oh,
or bank
okay.
account. Which
Got it.
she's the
I
only
can't-
person in the UK did not need one.
I can't imagine she needed any of those things, but Jorge, this one's you. What do you think?
No driver license.
Greg,
Yeah, driver's license. She doesn't drive.
passport, bank, or driver's license? Mace.
Driver's license.
I'm also going to say driver's license, even though, because I know she loved to drive, but I can't imagine anybody asking her for her license. David, what do you think?
I think it's the driver's license as well. She had to have a bank account and a passport to travel.
All right, so, Michael, we're all saying driver's license.
Everybody's right about the driver's license, but she also did not need a passport.
Oh, okay.
So we had 2 out of 3.
We're giving everybody a point for that one.
Yep. During World War II, the Queen joined the military, and her job was as a nurse, mechanic, or secretary.
This one is Greg.
Secretary.
Mace.
That lady looks like she would have been a mechanic.
I'm with Mason. I think it's mechanic. Jorge.
Secretary.
David.
It's mechanic.
It is mechanic.
Way to go,
Nice!
Mace.
When the Queen's father died, King George VI, she was visiting which country? Uganda, Nigeria, or Kenya?
Ooh, this is a hard one.
Yeah, I know it was Africa.
I'm going to say Uganda, Nigeria,
or Kenya.
I'm going to say Kenya. Jorge.
Yep, Kenya.
Greg.
Nigeria.
Mace.
Kenya.
David.
I think it's Kenya too.
It is Kenya.
Boom.
At what age did she become queen? 23, 24, or 25?
This one is Jorge.
25.
Greg.
24.
Mace.
Who do I need to make up points on?
Me. You're only one down, though. I have 8. You have 7.
Okay.
And we'll do 3 more after this.
I'll say 25.
I'm going to say, Michael, what are the choices?
23, 24, or 25. What age did she become queen?
23. David.
It's 25.
It is 25.
Okay, Mace, you're in the lead. And David's also, it's a 3-way tie for the lead. 8 to 8 to 8.
What was the Queen's maiden name? Montgomery, Winthrop, or Windsor?
Okay, wait. Who went first that time? Just Jorge.
Montgomery, Windsor, or Winthrop? Maiden name.
Montgomery.
Windsor.
Wait, did you do that in an accent just for
effect? Yes. Windsor.
Okay. That one, Mace, it's you.
Winthrop.
What'd you say, Bergman? You said it with such conviction.
Windsor.
I'll say Windsor. David.
It's Windsor, I believe.
It is Windsor.
Okay.
That is her maiden name? I thought she was like the Queen of Windsor
right.
or something like that.
2 more. Mason has 8. Ireland and Kent have 9. Bergman has 6, and Jorge sucks.
What was the Queen's... Come on, Jorge. What was the Queen's married last name? Montgomery, Mountbatten, or Monroe?
Ooh, that's good.
Mountbatten.
You're going... wait, you're asking about her maiden name?
A married name. Married last name.
Okay, and you're going Mountbatten.
Montgomery,
Jorge?
Mountbatten, or Monroe?
Swag, baby.
Okay, Greg.
Mountbatten.
Mountbatten sounds really familiar. Mace, it's you.
I am going to say Mountbatten.
I am too. David?
It is. It's absolutely Mountbatten.
It is Mountbatten.
Okay.
I knew it. I watched The Crown. I know this
all right,
stuff.
This is the last one. Greg and Jorge are out. All right? Now, the score is Kent 10, Ireland 10, Mason 9. Ooh. So, Mace, you get to go last.
Okay, got it.
David and I will go first. Michael, what's the question?
The Queen's net worth at the time of her death was what? 400, 500, or 600 million?
David?
I'd say 600.
400, 500, 600. I got to go next. If I want to separate myself from... I'll also say 600. Mace, that leaves the chance for you to catch up.
Okay, let me try it with 500.
It is 600.
Oh, okay. So we need another tiebreak between David and me.
All right, here we go. Tiebreaker. The population of England is what? Closest to the number.
Oh, come on. David grew up there.
So he ain't been
He
there.
doesn't know the population is.
Yeah. Population closest to the number of England is what?
All right, David. You go first, and then I got to
say
guess.
57 million.
He's saying 57 million.
57 million?
Is it closest without going over?
No, that's not bad.
Okay.
Just closest.
All right. I will say 56 million.
It is 67 million.
Oh,
David wins.
David Kidd.
Nice job, David.
Yes.
Way to go, David.
You better win. It's your queen.
Well done, David Kidd.
Good job.
Congratulations.
David, well played, my friend.
Jolly good old boy.
Thank you, chaps. God save the Queen.
No, it's not God Save the King. The Queen already gone.
Thanks, guys.
All right, David.
Thanks, David.
We're losing you. See you soon.
All right,
there's
there's
David
David.
Kidd.
Well, you had a built-in advantage there.
So how come
I
he
feel
could?
good. I feel good that I hung in as long as I did.
But
against
remember when I
Switzerland.
did a game on Mexico and Jorge and Pepe lost?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, by the way, I want to mention Game of Games powered by Call Jacob. Winning matters. That's why after an accident, you got to go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
You guys are good at that.
All right. So, Michael, you're going to Dodger Stadium tonight in a game that means nothing. If Trace gets taken out of the game, does that mean you're on the road?
I leave at the seventh inning no matter what.
Even if he's in
coming
the
up.
game?
Even if he's coming up, because I'll just watch the rest of the game in the parking lot on my app so I can get a head start for the traffic.
Yeah, probably not the worst move in the world.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. These games, Jorge said to me yesterday, let's go to a game. I'm like, nah, let's not go to a game now. These are really
Yeah, they don't mean
meaningless.
anything.
They're meaningless
But that's
games.
not true, Mace. I heard you talking about that because you got to stay sharp. So you don't just like turn it off, take your foot off the gas pedal and start goofing around because you want to stay sharp going into the playoffs.
I agree you got to stay sharp. You play some. You don't play, you don't go all out.
No.
I mean, Mookie Betts doesn't have to play every game. He can pinch hit in
Right.
one and play
Yeah.
in the other. And,
Right.
your pitchers, you're cutting the pitch count and all that stuff. I mean, it's completely about – but, I mean, the playoffs, October 11th, man, I can't wait to see who we're going to play. I have a feeling it's going to be the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
the
what
Braves
we
are
want
good.
– but the Braves are probably going to play the Padres first.
Correct.
So it'd be
And then
great if the Padres upset them because the Dodgers own the Padres.
That's true. We do own the Pod Squad.
So that would be
Slam Diego Love. We own them.
Yeah, that would be good. All right, Michael. Godspeed. Have fun at the ball game, and Jorge, hit the stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
All right, it's Super Crosstalk time, and joining us right now is Cappy. Cappy, what are you doing, Love Boat? Love Boat.
Cap, what's happening?
How we living today, guys?
Excellent.
Well, I
Love to hear
called our guest on the phone a really bad word, apparently, at the very beginning of the interview that got dumped. I didn't realize that was a bad
I wouldn't
word.
have dumped it. Bergen's a dump happy.
No, I
over
read
there.
I read the meaning of it, and the meaning of it is really not what I thought.
What'd you call him?
Wait a minute, Michael. What
Can't
was
say it.
what was your final question? How did you word it? The tiebreaker with me and David.
What was the population of England?
Okay. According to what did David say?
He said 57 million, and you said 56.
According to Chris Ann Eastwood, one of our listeners, David hit it right on the number.
Did he say 67?
No, UK is 67.
Right.
England is 57 because Ireland's part of the UK. So
Yeah, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all part of the UK.
So David
No,
would have
not
won.
Ireland. Ireland's not part of the UK. Ireland's
Yeah,
an independent nation. You're talking
Northern
about Northern
Ireland
Ireland.
is-
Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland, not Ireland. Would you
Oh,
like-
Northern Ireland is part of it, and then
Yeah. Anyway,
67.
57 million is the right number for England. So David
Wow.
hit it right on the
Okay.
number, or he Googled one of the two.
no, I don't think that guy was googling.
No, he was driving.
Okay.
Hey, Michael.
Sedano's here now, too.
Hey, Michael, I just want to ask you real quick. I know that you were down there in Hawaii, and we've been following the trip on social media. One of my really good buddies, a guy named Brad Holland, was part of the trip, and I've been talking to him about it kind of offline.
Former USD head coach Brad Holland.
Right, and a former UCLA star. And
Right.
by the way, he was drafted in the first round the same year Magic was drafted. And I just felt so happy for him because he's not a guy who is in, Laker lore in any way.
Yep.
And so he just was telling me, just as first class as could possibly be. And I think he was so happy to just be a part of it, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah, him and his wife was there.
How many players roughly, Mychal, were there?
Oh, had to be at least 25 of us, something like that.
How great is that?
Only guys who couldn't make it were Norm Nixon, Jamal Wilkes. Mitch was busy with a family matter, but that was the only ones who were really missing. But it was great. It was beyond first class, Cap.
Yeah.
So,
And by the way, Cap, the real Cap was there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's right.
Yeah.
The real Cap.
How sore were you after the walkthrough?
Did anyone run at the walkthrough?
Are you kidding me? No way. Billy Thompson tried to dunk. He's like fingertip dunked and missed him a couple of times. He was the only one stupid enough to try that.
Anybody get hurt?
No, everybody. The stretching was hurting us. We started stretching, that's for sure. Some of us needed help getting back up off the floor.
Yeah. By the way, how good a shape is Riles in at this stage?
Well, he's not. He needs knee replacement. But
no, I know, but he's thin. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks the same and everything. Yeah. Byron Scott, Ronnie Lester, Wes Matthews, and AC Green look like they can still play, and then they all work out. And Wes Matthews still plays in a 60 and over league.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, these guys
that's
are
really
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, Byron has always been in great shape, which is why when he smacked you in the face that one time, it hurt.
Oh!
It never happened.
Yeah.
So, Shadano, why'd you storm off yesterday? I heard part of this. I got in my car to go to acupuncture, and all of a sudden you're not there. You turn your mic off. You walk away. You're like, nobody tells me what to do. What the hell happened?
Well, first of all, I didn't storm off. Like, that's not actually what happened.
You did turn off your mic and
walk
away.
No, I didn't turn off my mic, nor did I walk away. I sat right here. I just sat in silence for a second is what I did.
Protest.
Because, well, the other part of it is, we are – kind of entertainers on here. So after a little while, I just decided to ham it up a little extra. But what I did get originally upset about, which is, and I said that all of us should be upset if anyone would accuse us of this here, was we were basically being accused of being censored by management, which I said I would never stand for, and I would imagine no one else here at this place would stand for.
I don't think I've ever been censored.
You were censored earlier today. What are you talking about?
No, that was on me.
No, I mean, what you said
I did basically what Sedano says. I said a bad word.
You did not say a bad word.
I'm going to look it up. I don't think that is a bad word.
What's that, the wank?
The wank. He called David Kent a wanker.
No, that's like
they use that on Ted Lasso all the time.
It's so not a bad word.
That's not.
It does get used on Ted Lasso a lot.
No,
but Greg, why would you? I'm just curious. I'm being very
Greg,
serious.
I looked it up. It says it's slang, and it's defined as a contemptible person used as a general term of abuse.
Of abuse. Yes, it's not. Look, it's not a good word. Even when David Kent says that it's not a good word to use, also. That means don't use it.
But it doesn't mean you can't use it on the radio.
No.
Okay.
Well,
it has another.
It's not one of the 7 deadly words.
It has another meaning which would make Greg right.
Words,
oh, yeah, that's okay. There you go.
Did you see the secondary meaning?
Yeah, the secondary meaning is just.
Yeah, but that's secondary. We're talking about primary.
Doesn't matter.
No, but Tyson
Again,
Fury.
we still work
so
for overall business.
Definition 1 is a very stupid or unpleasant person, usually a man.
That's the way you must have used it, I'm sure.
Definition. You know what? No mames, okay?
Okay. Definition 3 is a very stupid person.
There you go.
But definition 2 is a person who
messes around.
Who what?
Pleasures himself.
Oh, yes, pleasures.
So what?
So what? A lot.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, I
chronically.
I drink a lot of wine. I pleasure myself with wine.
There you go, Michael. Exactly.
There you go.
Come on, Bergie. Really, man?
So Mason,
just because it's in a different type of language doesn't mean we still can't dump it. We
It's
still
not
have
a
to.
different language. It's English.
Yeah.
Mason, English, but it's like saying an F word.
It is
No,
English.
it's not like saying an F word.
It is actually
Okay,
English.
this is interesting. I have had the dump button used on me many times, but I personally have never hit the dump button.
Well, that's because you sometimes don't know that you're getting into trouble.
Well, I don't care.
but
Sedano, do you
trouble
ever
is trouble.
use the dump button?
Oh, I have in the past. I mean,
he dumps himself.
Yeah, I mean, but it's usually when I curse, I'll dump myself, knowing that I'm going to curse. So.
Right. Cap, how about you? Use the dump button?
I don't use it on me. Sedano has used it on me. Laura uses it on me all the
Laura
time.
uses it on us all the time. Didn't
All
you
the
hear her
damn
yell?
time.
Yeah, that's her job.
When I just said what I said in Spanish, did you hear in the back going, "Oh Lord"?
Yeah, I didn't.
Weak ass Clippers.
Weak ass Clippers. Can we dump? Can we keep that, or we have to dump it?
No, we got to dump that. It was mean. It was mean. It's too mean.
Oh, it's already beeped for you, Greg.
Thank you.
Patrick Beverly calling the Clippers weak ass is apparently
Not cool.
allowed.
Now, would I said be in the podcast?
Sure.
No.
Send me a blank
Oh,
check.
what?
I'll take it out.
Come on.
It's been eliminated from everything.
Yeah. So anyway, Mace, for some reason it became this thing that we weren't talking about Brett Favre for some reason. Like there was some edict to not talk about Brett Favre being an awful.
Well, you guys
human
would
being.
never talk about Brett Favre anyway.
Right, that was my
It's just
point.
not-
Why would
it's
we
not
talk
what
about
we
Brett
do.
Favre?
Yeah, it's not what we do here.
Well, especially on our show, the brand is stupidity. Like, why would we talk about that?
Yeah,
we didn't want to talk about. We gave Ireland crap for making us talk Robert Sarver, for God's sake.
Yeah, we did a Robert Sarver segment today.
Very
but
relevant
he
today.
is selling the thing now, so.
Surprised?
What do you think, Sedano? Me and Ireland's got a bet. Ireland says the Suns won't sell for no more than about $2 billion.
I say it'll be closer to $2 billion. George, Michael says it'll be closer to $3 billion.
Yeah.
Who's on the right side of that bet?
I mean, it always depends on just kind of like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? And there's
Right.
only 30 of those.
And the prices keep going up.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I would say Michael's going to be closer to being right, John.
Okay,
Well, here's the
2.5 is a wash.
Right.
2.4
Anything above
and lower
2.5
is me,
right.
and 2.6 and above is Michael. I got
No. I would even say 2.5000000 and 1 cent. Okay,
Is Michael.
To win for
Yeah,
Michael.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
And
Well, here's
anything
the thing.
below that is Ireland.
You know that he bought that team?
2499999 is Ireland.
You know that he bought that team about 20 years ago, not fully 20 years, call it 17, 18 years ago, for about 400 mil.
400 mil.
And so
God,
now,
we should pull together and buy him.
well, I mean,
Come
listen,
on.
if
Pool together. What
there
kind of
is-
money do you think we have around here?
Well,
Yeah,
Mason
really.
and
I'll throw in
Michael are
20
loaded.
bucks.
We could
Well,
buy,
Mason,
you know,
Mason sold all those theaters back in the day.
So, I mean, they could be the
He's a
primary
mogul.
investors, and we'll be minority
Well,
investors.
I told Cappy he should go. He got mad at me when I said that Sided should be one of the patches of the team. Then he started barking at me the other
Yeah,
day.
what's
That's
wrong
not
with
exactly
Sided?
right.
Cappy's got this high.
That's what I said.
Sided. Put it
I
on
said
a
it as
patch.
like a tribute to Sided. It should be on. It's a good way to get promotion for Sided, and he started yelling at me.
Why
didn't
would
yell at you.
wait? Hey, Cap, why would you be
Yeah.
against Sided being a jersey sponsor?
No, I'm totally for it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that'd be
I'm
smart.
100% for it. I just
Because
don't have the
what
cash.
you want.
How much are those jersey sponsorships going?
It
for?
depends.
Well, I remember
about
that.
20 million.
Well, I remember when Wish did
I'm
it.
out,
So
George,
this
I'm
is it was $12 million
Yeah.
for 3 years.
Keeps
I
going
For
think,
3 years, Cappy, come on.
I think BBGO paid more.
Yeah. The
It
Warriors
doesn't have to
were-
be the Lakers, though, Cappy.
No,
you can do
well,
like any
right.
team.
No,
Yeah,
I've
do
got a
the
better
Sacramento
chance.
Kings.
There
That's
you go.
gotta be cheap.
I got a better chance with the Kings
Yeah.
than I do with the Lakers. That's all. Or the
Yeah,
Suns,
do
for
like
that
the
matter.
Pelicans or something.
That's a
or,
pretty
you know.
nice return on his investment, though, right, Cap? 400 million
Well,
to $3 billion.
Well, that's just it. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm the victim. I did all these wonderful things in my life, but the cancel culture came for me. Hey, bro, you're going to take a $400 million investment and sell it for 2.5. And what was the rest of that, George? 0.0001.
Yeah.
And you've just banked 200.
But that's
I mean,
true.
come on.
But see, Cap,
Or
the,
no,
the,
$2
the
billion.
fun of a lot of these owners is owning a franchise. You know, they can sell like Jeannie Buss could sell the Lakers right now for probably $6 billion. But they have the fun of owning the franchise.
Right.
That's why they don't sell them.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
but-
that's why Sarver originally bought in, is because he wanted to be the Mark Cuban of Phoenix. And, this is a guy who has owned a very, very well-known real estate specialty bank called Torrey Pines Bank. And then he decided, you know what, I'm going to go buy the Suns, and I'm going to go move over to Phoenix, and I'm going to try and become the next Mark Cuban. So everybody wants to be Mark Cuban all of a sudden.
No, it's Joe Lacob. Light years.
Light
years ahead of everybody.
Cuban's got one title. Lacob's got 4. Working on 5.
Michael, why did you call Joe Lacob and tell him to buy the Angels?
Matter of fact, he is interested in looking. He is looking
I know.
at the Angels.
Then
Is
you get Trace traded to the Angels. You can go to every
There you
game.
go. Get
No,
Trace
you don't
traded
want
to the
Trace on
Angels,
the
and
Angels.
tell
No,
him
no.
and tell him he needs a Cuban to call the games. There
Yeah,
you go.
No, Trace is happy right where he is.
Yeah, you don't want him going to the Angels.
No.
Stay with the Dodgers.
That's right.
Michael, you and I. How about you and me? You leave Ireland behind. You and me call some baseball together.
Oh yeah, baseball's so easy to call. You just sit there and tell stories. And this guy was
Baseball's the hardest one to
no
call.
way.
Yes,
Oh, my God,
absolutely
boring.
is.
No. Here's what I would say. Baseball, the action is easier, to Michael's point,
Oh, yeah.
because
I agree.
there's less action.
Right.
But you've
More
got
time
be
to fill.
But you've got storytelling is the. But I feel like Michael, you could tell stories for days.
all day long, man.
Yeah.
growing up watching Maury Wills, the great late Maury Wills play.
I mean, Ireland's limiting you because basketball, the analyst barely gets to say anything on radio.
Well, have you heard our games? I just let him go. Are you kidding?
Sometimes I take over.
There is no color analyst in the NBA who talks more than Mike.
Remember when I said Ireland? Remember when I said that some guy? I said like say for instance, like Kyrie Irving passes it over to some guy in the corner. I don't know who that is. He takes a shot.
You filled in that one day. Or
Ireland when Ireland had COVID.
And Michael had to do it. He's like, the ball goes down to that kid from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Well, one of the great pieces of audio that's out there somewhere is Johnny Most, the legendary Celtics announcer. One time they had a preseason game against like Serbia, and he spent zero time learning any of the names of the Serbian players. So it's like the bearded guy throws it over to the short guy, and the tall guy laid it in. He was such a legend in that market, nobody cared.
That's right. That's great. Hey, I was watching today, guys, the YouTube feed of the Mason and Ireland show. Mace, I don't know what the final vote tally was on who's better looking, you or Ireland. Mm-hmm. But, John, you're having a phenomenal hair day today.
Well, I do have TV hair, Cap. That's one thing that's different. Mason wears a hat every day now.
By the way, so I have the updated results from our poll yesterday. Who's better looking, Mason or Ireland?
This is in your community. Okay, good.
68% went with Ireland.
Oh, screw that.
Well, the funnier poll is when Mason asked his followers who's better looking, and they picked me.
It's very close.
Yeah, so was the Ram game.
It's very 50-50.
Who won? The Rams. That's it.
Yeah,
second place sucks.
See, I think people like to troll me. That's the problem. I can put something out there. People want to troll me. They want to hear me upset.
All right, so how do you explain Sedano's community poll? There's nobody in there that wants to troll you.
I think they do.
That's
Sedano,
their community.
Are there people in the circle of trust?
I don't know.
Troll me?
What do I know?
68% is a pretty convincing victory.
That's a landslide.
That's like what Obama beat John McCain with.
Yeah.
That's way out there.
Who would win between Sedano and Cap?
Oh, Cappy would.
Really?
No,
they love Cappy.
Yeah. No,
Cappy can do no wrong in our community.
No, George has such amazing, beautiful
I was going to say,
skin.
can you rally, George, the minority community?
The Latino look.
Yeah, because then you would be in good shape.
Yeah, the Latino heat that Laura likes.
Right? Don't ask Laura who's better looking. I got no chance.
Yeah, Laura, who's better looking, Sedano or Cap?
I don't check them out. That's weird.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Why would I be checking out my coworkers?
Yeah, you're just asking for an opinion. Who's more handsome?
That's all.
¿Quién es más macho?
All
right.
Two different questions, Cappy.
Oh.
I will say Sedano.
Yeah, Sedano's good
just
looking
because
guy.
Cap is always telling him that he has a Botox, and he does not.
Okay, so Lindsay, what do you think?
I'm going to decline to comment on that.
Why? Wait, we're in radio. You can't decline to comment.
Yeah, who's better
Listen,
looking?
Ireland, I got reviews coming up. I can't piss anybody
Oh,
off.
I hear
There you go. Smart girl.
Right. So, Scott, what do you think about Lindsay's performance? Not very good because she thinks George is so much better looking.
By the way,
that's actually Lindsay. I take it back. That's actually a very smart answer.
By the way, Big E,
Thanks,
Eric,
guys, trying to get me fired.
Big E, Eric Herrera, who is a big fan of the station, tweets, I will be disappointed if George isn't calling the Sided.com Bowl on New Year's Day, Cappy.
Hey, Cap, that's not a bad idea. Sponsor.
Dude.
There's so many bowl games. You could probably get some, like, one of those bowl games that gets played, like, the day after Thanksgiving.
Like the
early
Jimmy
ones.
Kimmel Bowl. The Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
I called the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a big round coming up of fundraising, institutional fundraising.
Oh, where do I send the check?
I'm in on that.
Okay.
I'm in on that.
You're all
Simon's a
in.
big thing. He's going to sell it for $1 billion, and you guys are all going to be sorry.
I'm not going to send
No,
him
we
in.
are all pro-sided.
We are pro-sided. Cappy thinks that just because I mock it, I kid because I care.
Because I mock it.
No, I want all my friends to be rich, including you, Cap. So
Well, thank
I'm
you.
rooting for you to make a fortune.
And I was one of the original sided adopters. I have left-sided because of Cappy, just being
unreasonable.
You quit unsided?
I did. I quit unsided.
Now, what kind of support is that for your boy, right?
Yeah,
Like I told George, I'm listening this past weekend to the Broncos versus the Texans. I don't care about the Broncos-Texans. I don't need to listen to that game on the radio, but my man is calling the game, so I want to be there to support my man.
I support you in everything else now except sided.
Yep. George tells me he's coming out with a competitive product.
What does sided do? What does sided do?
It's just basically like a poll.
A debate site, yeah.
Well, you guys,
Debate
yeah.
app.
Would
that's
Google
not
or Apple be interested in buying it?
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Did you see that some guy had a graphic design business and then Adobe bought it for him for $20 billion?
$20 billion?
$20 billion with a B.
Damn.
He's 30 years of age, too, so he's young enough to enjoy it. $20 billion.
Right, now maybe he should go buy a team.
Or maybe he should
He
just
could buy the
invest.
Suns.
Michael, let's buy the Suns. We could think about the great stuff we
$3
could do
billion?
as owners. Yeah, it'd be. Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
What's our first move?
Let's see. I would sign.
No, you know what it is.
What's that?
We hire Raymond Ritter.
Oh yeah, you got a point. What about because Julie finds
Julie's still there. She can be Rave's boss.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Raymond Ritter is the best in the business.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
There's no
What if you guys trade for LeBron?
Well,
if he was 28, yeah.
Well, we're trading for Clay.
Oh yeah, we definitely do that. First move.
Yeah, what are you trading for Clay though? Like
Cam Johnson.
Our 27 and
Cam
29
Johnson.
draft
Yeah, he's younger. He's younger.
Frank
Get outta
Kaminsky.
here.
Yeah. And
All right,
Ashley Moore.
hey, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. We're
All right,
done. We're
Coors
done.
Light is the sponsor of
Thank you.
Super Crosstalk, keeping Southern California chill all season long. Sedano and Cap, both of them next.